All right, y'all. Shalom. We getting started. All right. Yeah, buddy. We still good? Still good. All right. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's go ahead and get it started. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's all praises be unto Yahweh. In the name of his son Yahweh Shai, the man that y'all ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Right? We are San Antonio Masada. We are back on the Riverwalk with yet another lesson. Right? For blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, to let you know that you are God's chosen people. You are the Israelites. The people that the Most High God had Moses lead out of Egypt and through the desert. You the same people who got taken into the Assyrian captivity, the Greek captivity, the Persian and the Persians and Medes, right? How you doing, sister? Believe in the Bible? Thou says, right? That was it. I just said, that's right. I always notice people ignore us, and then when I basically go, okay, then they go, what you say? I don't understand it. So I tell you, you chose the God, you ignore that. But the moment I don't want to talk to you no more, all of a sudden, what? Give me Matthew 7 and 20 real quick. See, a lot of you Israelites, you don't understand your relationship with God is one based on wickedness, because you do everything but what God tells you to do. Y'all got time for the Bible today? All right, y'all. Say, and this is in the spirit. Go ahead and get it.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 20. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them.
Hold on. But you believe in the Bible? Who was Christ sent for? No, he was sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Y'all raped and robbed God's children. Why would he be sent to you?
Right.
And Revelation 13 and 9. He who hath an ear, let him hear. He who leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Those are Christ's words. Get ready for slavery. You and your kids going.
Right.
The same way you enslaved us, your ass gonna be picking cotton till you drop dead, just like our people. Now get me Matthew 7 and 20. Thank you, brother. Had to take care of a pest problem real quick.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 20. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them.
Keep going.
Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works. And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
So let me get this straight. You got these evil-ass white folks walking around talking about they believe in Christ, thinking Christ is coming to get them and whisk them away to heaven. Meanwhile, they still lynching and hanging niggas. They still drowning black and Hispanic people. They still brutalizing us and shooting us dead in cold blood. See, again, that's why I have to remind you, Edomites, slavery is your lot, and it's coming real soon. Hey, how about that tornado that hit San Antonio? Y'all thought we was bullshit. God ain't playing no more. The judgment is coming, because that was just a love tap. Give me Isaiah 29 real quick. And after that, I want to read something in Nahum. This is my favorite thing to read, not to try to keep the mic front. But this is something that you heathen are going to learn the same way the Israelites had to learn. You're going to learn at the point of God's judgment. Start at verse number 4.
It's Isaiah 29, verse 4. And thou shalt be brought down, and shalt speak out of the ground, and thy speech shall be low out of the dust, and thy voice shall be as of one that hath a familiar spirit out of the ground, and thy speech shall whisper out of the dust.
Keep going.
Moreover, the multitude of thy strangers shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones shall be as chaff that passeth away. Yea, it shall be at an instant suddenly. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise. with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire.
So the Most High God is saying he's going to throw y'all asses down in the dust, and you're going to be disillusioned. You're going to be babbling in confusion. Isn't that what's happening here in Babylon right now? And literally, Babylon means the land of confusion. You've got these so-called white folks talking about, oh, we need to come together. Then you've got another contingent of them saying, hey, we need to get rid of all these black folks. Then you got another contingent saying, no, let's not get rid of them. Let's enslave them again. And it's not even just their ire being directed at so-called black people, because we're just the southern kingdom. They don't know if they want to kick Mexicans out or bring them back and have them be slaves. They don't know what they want to do. Most High God has thrown these people down in the dust. But notice, Isaiah makes mention of some of the tools that God is going to use. You are going to be visited with storm and with earthquake. Now, for those of y'all who ain't keeping count, that's tornado number 2 within the last about month and a half. You had one in Marion, Texas, and you just had one a couple of days ago. And not to mention all that flooding that just happened. See, again, most of these so-called white folks, they don't admit it. But all them people up in Kerrville who drowned again, notice how the Most High God had to double tap y'all. Nearly a year or a day to the year, the Most High God visited y'all again with floods. Some areas got over 20 inches of rain. I got a question to y'all. Where is God doing that in the ghettos and the hood? He ain't. We told you that the Most High God, the God of the Israelites, was going to come see y'all. And he ain't even pulled up yet. You just hear his music from around the corner. You know how it is when he rolling through your neighborhood with his music loud, bass pumping. You hear him coming from about 2 or 3 blocks away. Well, the judgment that y'all feeling now for all the murder, rape, and spoiling of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that's God's music around the corner. And when he pull up, it's going to be all types of chaos out here. Y'all believe in the Bible? Sometimes? Okay. What part don't you believe in? Like what? Okay, I recommend you read it. Again, I say it all the time. Folks say they don't believe the Bible, or they do believe it, but when you ask them what it say, they don't know. When you were in school, didn't you get an F when you kind of did your homework? Yeah, you did. Hey, did you get into that Ivy League college when you kind of kept your GPA up? Or did you have to go to community college with the rest of the dummies? See, again, we're talking about the judgment of the Most High God, and people are still not paying attention. And most of the videos that you see of the tornado here in San Antonio wasn't even put up by the news. It was put up as a compilation of phone recordings from different people. Most of them Mexican from the tribe of Issachar. Issachar not understanding that if you don't get right, them tornadoes ain't going to pass by you no more. Them fires are not going to stay outside your city no more. Because, see, most of y'all don't know, San Antonio stay under a red flag warning. All you need is a couple of errant fires to start up, and this place is going to light up like a Christmas tree. Let's get that nigga one real quick. I'm going to read that real quick. And this is one of my favorite things to read. Because most of y'all are not aware that the Most High God is very serious about the judgment that he's going to levy against these damn people. He's very serious. You still got a lot of these heathen out here laughing and carrying on, acting like life is just peachy and grand. Meanwhile, they can't afford their groceries, barely afford rent, can't afford their mortgage, upside down on the loans and liens on their cars, but still got the audacity to think that the Most High God is just playing. This is Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 2. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. Y'all don't understand. God is very angry with what y'all have done to his children. In Zechariah 2:7. See, again, that's why you had these white folks. They still talking about Christ is coming to save them. You got the heathen who have done nothing but rape, rob, and kill God's children thinking that God is just A-okay with them, when the Most High God is furious. The Lord revenges. The Lord is furious and will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power. Y'all don't understand. The Most High God been watching. He's been watching, and he kept silence. We gonna get that in Psalms. The Most High God has been silent so long that you think God is on your team. See, that's why the white man will fix his face and say Jesus loves all of us. Even the people who have destroyed the earth. Jesus loves us too. Not understanding who God loves, Christ loves. Who God hates, Christ hates. And if you want to see hatred in the Bible, read Psalms 139, where David said, "Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am I not grieved with those that rise up against you? I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies." So David saw God's enemies as his enemies, and Christ is no different. Verse 3, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Last time I checked, y'all ain't stopped being wicked. Not at all. You're still drowning God's people. You're still killing God's people. Hell, after you kill us, you won't even stand 10 toes down and admit you did it. All of a sudden, oh, he didn't know how to swim, even though nigga be on the swim team. All of a sudden, oh man, he beat himself up and hung himself. We talked about it last week. There is a black man that the white man says hung himself, and he somehow did it with 2 broken legs. Again, the Most High God is furious. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So that tornado that God sent to San Antonio, prepare to see more like it. That heat dome that has settled over America, where you're seeing 100-degree temperatures all over America, get used to it. Better stock up on sunscreen, because you're going to need it. And last time I checked, it ain't working so well. All praises be to God. Now, some of our people are finally starting to figure out that the white man's injecting himself with melanotan too. I'm finally seeing the average so-called black and Hispanic start to intellectually question, where are they getting these peptides from? Where are they getting these peptides that force their body to create a melanin that it doesn't naturally create? Because most of you don't know there's a difference. There's pheomelanin, which is responsible for orange and reddish hues. And then you have eumelanin, which is responsible for black and brown colors. Well, if you're somehow forcing your body to do something that is genetically incompatible with, then that means you got to source it from something that's more human than animal. Because all of a sudden you get to produce the same melanin that black people and Hispanic people produce in high quantities. Meanwhile, your body doesn't even have the same molecular makeup to produce eumelanin. But see, if you were familiar with the black leg theory, go ahead and get that for me. Black leg transplant. Medieval times. You might have to put that at the end. Now, I know some of y'all might be saying, man, that's just gibberish. That's because you don't know history. Whenever the white man had a terminal illness that he couldn't treat, he would often cut a limb off of a black person and graft it onto his body. And they would recover. Why? Because our bodies are built better. Let's finish this out. Verse 4, he rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth, and Carmel, the flower of Lebanon, languish. The mountains quake in him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. Yea, the world and all that dwell therein. Y'all see that 7.3 earthquake that happened off the coast of Mexico? The border between southern Mexico and basically Guatemala? See, most of y'all don't understand the Most High God is about to destroy this place. But he doesn't like doing it all at once. He likes to put his enemies out little by little. Give them space to fear. And also space to change and repent. But we all know this white devil ain't going to change. He's had 500 years. He'll never change. Can't stop Won't stop. Now, when you're dealing with the so-called white man, it's all Diddy. You know how the young people say no Diddy? But when you're dealing with the most prolific rapist and pedophile on the planet, it's all Diddy. All day. Who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by it. So y'all gonna learn to put some respect on the God of the Israelites. Y'all are gonna learn to stop putting your hands on God's children. Because if you don't, the Most High God is gonna deal with you himself through his judgment. Go ahead and get that Zechariah book. Oh yeah, get that. Slot.
So the miracle of the Black Leg is a famous medieval legend about two physician saints, Cosmas and Damian. It describes a 3rd century Roman church official whose leg was consumed by cancer. The saints miraculously amputated the diseased limb and grafted on the healthy leg of a recently deceased Ethiopian man.
When they say Ethiopian man, they mean a burnt-faced person. It's not somebody from damn Ethiopia. Because if you look throughout history, where is the migration event where Ethiopians went into medieval Europe? I will wait. It's the same thing they say about people like Saint Maurice, Saint Nicholas. Yep, you even got a picture. Show it to the camera, please. And they try to say a recently deceased black man when that man was perfectly alive. You remember David Rockefeller? He had about 9 heart transplants. Who do you think he was taking those hearts from? See, you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you're going to start thinking about all these people who go missing. You're going to have to start contemplating what the white man is doing with all these bodies when they show up in the morgue with no organs. When they show up vivisected. Can you look up that word for me, vivisected? Not just dissected. See, most of y'all aren't reading enough so that you understand the words that you need to know in order to truly be able to illustrate what's going on here in your own mind so you can understand it. Let's get this word here.
Vivisected means to perform surgery on a living animal for experimental or scientific research, derived from the Latin word meaning alive and to cut.
So to be vivisected means to be basically cut apart and operated on while you're very much alive. When you look at the man, Marion J. Sims, who was operating on slave women without any anesthesia, he was vivisecting those women. When you look at all of these surgical procedures to perform hysterectomies, see, most of y'all don't realize if your woman has polyps and things of that nature in her ovaries, they can clean those organs up and then implant those organs somewhere else. Same goes with cancer. That's why when you go to the doctor, what's his first, his recommendation for treatment? The first recommendation is surgery. When you get an abortion, do you get to put the remains of the fetus in a casket? Of course you don't. So-called white man, he takes it for medical research. But then all of a sudden you have all these products that require stem cells. Wonder where that came from. Some of y'all don't even realize that the stem cells that they take, they use it to flavor the food. Look up WRC-30, flavor. I believe it's WRC-30, if memory serves me. See, again, you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and you scattered Israelite diaspora, you're going to have to start contemplating what your enemy is doing. See, currently right now in Kenya, they have a controversy with the so-called fake Jews over there, taking organs from the Kenyans. And see, most of y'all think they do that to anybody, but the people that they're doing it to are those who are of the Kikuyu descendancy. The Kikuyu, for those of y'all who don't know, are the Israelites scattered in Kenya. You got it? And in the meantime, read that Zechariah. Oh, you need it. Come on. Yeah, I need that too in a second. You got it? Come on.
Zechariah chapter 2, verse 7. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. For behold,
so the Most High God, through Zechariah, states that the Most High God is very jealous over his children. And those that offend and touch them, it's like they're offending against God himself. See, again, that's why it's so important for our people to understand what's going on. Yeah, I'm going to have to find that again. I used to actually know. Oh, is that your ball? Come. See, again, this is why we have to tell our people, you need to constantly be reading. When I say our people, I'm talking about blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. You are the Israelites of the Bible. You are God's chosen. Give me 1 Peter 2:9 real quick in the ESV. Because I know some of y'all think that Christ came for everybody. And he did. Hey, y'all believe in the Bible? Yeah? If y'all were Native Hispanic, did you know Christ came for you in particular? Matthew 15:24, he said he was sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You're a king, brother. Keep God's commandments. And sister. All right? Be blessed, y'all.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But you are a chosen race.
You're what?
But you are a chosen race.
God loves everybody.
But you are a chosen race.
Finish it out.
A royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that ye may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
See, again, people look at us like we're bizarre, but the Bible literally says you're a chosen race. Let's see our people, they'll run their asses to the church talking about Dios mío. Praise Jesus Christos. See, again, sometimes we have to say it the way our people understand it. Jesus Christos no es blanco, es negro. You know, the very same people that you call piche meate and all that shit? Yeah, Christ is a black man. And he was sent to his people to redeem his people. And I'm going to keep saying it. Our people don't learn enough. Despite being shot, drowned, raped, stabbed, we still try to hang out with the white man. Don't understand it at all. And see, he knows his people very well, who they are and what they do. But since we're the victims, you would assume we did as well. But we don't. If you read Sirach 12:10, it says, never trust thine enemy. I have a question. When did the white man become your friend? Was it when you invited him to the cookout? He brought that nasty ass potato salad with the raisins in it? Was that when? See, again, y'all need to start questioning because your people are dying as a result of your ignorance. And I know most of you, when you get up the street, that's when you start talking. Oh, them guys ain't pretty shady. Keep in mind, your white friend don't say his people practice hate when he murders you. He don't say he practices hate when he moves his ass down to Mexico and starts kidnapping kids. See, again, most of you don't stop and think for a second. You're not thinking. What are the implications of you trying to join hands with your enemy? What are the implications? The implications are dire. You pay in the blood of your children. And guess what happens after he murders you? He's found not guilty. Most of you don't even know. That's in the Bible. People like George Zimmerman are in the Bible. Give me Zechariah 11:4-5. See, we gonna keep saying it boldly until you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians either wake up or the judgment comes. Because the one thing you won't be able to say to God in the last days is that no one warned you.
Zechariah chapter 11, verse 4. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
You ever hear that in the Bible, King?
What?
That the people who would kill us would be found not guilty?
I ain't never heard that.
When white folks kill black people and they go to court, what are they found? Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. As in they don't go to jail.
Yeah, my fault.
Yeah, let's hear it again.
Let me hear it again.
Yeah.
Zechariah chapter 11, verse 4. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Now, you remember that brother Trayvon Martin who got killed by George Zimmerman?
Yeah. Trayvon Martin.
Yeah. Didn't George Zimmerman get found not guilty?
Yeah.
Even though the cops told him, leave that boy alone. Stop following him. He killed him in cold blood. He was found not guilty. Well, how about slavery? When did them people pay for slavery? Never.
Never.
And what does a white man say to you when you bring it up? He says, get over it.
Yep.
But they find themselves not guilty. Has your pastor ever read that to you, brother? No.
Never.
Why wouldn't your pastor read that to you? You want to know why that's happening to us real quick?
Why?
Get me Deuteronomy 28:15. I'm going to show you.
Why?
Did you know God has penalties if you don't keep his laws? Did you grow up with both your parents, King?
Nah, I ain't grow both of my parents.
Just your mama?
Nah, not even. Just my grandma.
Okay, grandma. Well, shit, I know definitely with your grandma. If you were messing up too much, she put the strap to your back. Like any good parent would. Why would God do that? I want you to think about that and hear this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So this is Deuteronomy 28:15. And it says, it shall come to pass, if we don't do what God tells us to do, that he's going to bring curses upon us. Get me verse 64. Check this out.
Deuteronomy chapter 28,
Fire.
verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth,
They're
even
right
unto
there.
the other. And there shall... And
You want the mic real quick? Talk to me?
Nah.
No, you can't
No,
just...
it's okay.
Okay, go ahead and restart.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
So the Bible says we would be scattered and we would serve gods that we never knew. Idols. What's the idol that I'm talking about made out of wood? Wood. Wood. Remember that thing that Christ was hung on? The cross.
Yeah, the cross.
Where in the Bible does it tell you to give deference and reverence the cross? Nowhere. Brother, if your brother or sister was killed by a Glock or an AK-47, would you get a diamond-studded AK around your neck? No. So if Christ were to return and you had a cross around your neck, you think he's going to be like, yeah, that's what I want to see.
Nah, yeah, that's crazy, ain't it?
Now you're starting to think.
Yeah.
Now, how about that idol of stone? What's the other one? You familiar with Islam? The Kaaba stone in Mecca? So if you're a Muslim, you have to take a pilgrimage all the way to Mecca. You have to kiss a dirty-ass rock. And it's so dirty that people get herpes from it all the time. So I'm not just making it up.
Yeah. Nah, I see where y'all coming from.
So the Bible literally says for disobeying God, you're going to be scattered. Because do you know who the black people are in India? Did you know there are black people in India? They're literally called the city people, S-I-D-D-I-S. Did you know there's black people in Russia?
They over there. Yeah. Nah.
They're called the Abkhazians, the Afro-Abkhazians. They look like you and me, big lips, big noses, nappy hair, in Russia. And guess what they get treated like in Russia? Like shit. Check this last part out. Next verse. We almost done,
They
y'all.
walked over there.
Verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. The Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life.
Did you get that last part? Your life would hang in doubt day and night. What would stop a white police officer or any police officer from pulling up here and pinning you down and killing you?
I wouldn't even know.
I can say it the way it is, brother.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing? Yeah, I was gonna say, I can't.
The Bible literally says thy life would hang in doubt day and night. Remember Breonna Taylor? They kicked her door in and they killed her in the middle of the night. They had the wrong apartment complex. Remember that brother Botham John? He was eating ice cream in his drawers. And a white woman kicked his door in, who was a cop, and shot him dead.
That other lady that called the cops and there's something going on. They came, knocked on her door, ended up shooting her
Yeah.
Trying to cook and
Yeah, she had the hot water. And she just said, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. And the cop shot her dead. So when we tell you that not keeping God's laws has penalties, brother, we are not just playing with you.
Yeah.
We're trying to be serious. How old are you, King?
I'm 19.
You're 19. Brother, you're in the flower of your youth. How many of our brothers and sisters are we having to bury while they are just reaching adulthood? A lot. But guess what, brother? We're the Israelites. If you don't keep the commandments,
They people is Israelites.
yeah, they did. So if are y'all all Negroes, so-called black? So y'all from the tribe of Judah. You know what Judah means in Hebrew? God's praise.
Yeah.
Who praise God the best? When you go to church, who want to do a praise break like us? Want to sing like us? It's in the name, King. You know the Mexican man is your brother, literally from the tribe of Issachar. Issachar means he who was hired. Who are the hardest working people on the planet? They work so hard when you're on the job, you hate working next to them. You like, damn, you making me look bad. Straight up. But who you like partying with the most? Mexicans. The Bible says Issachar saw that rest was good. Brother, come back to this book. Because the Bible says God dwelleth not in temples made with hands. That's Acts 7 and 48. And we learn slow, so it has to be said again in Acts 17 and 24. God is not in the church. What is the church then? Remember when Christ said, where two or more are gathered in my name, I'll be there in the midst of them? We the church, King. Right now, this is church. All right? Before you go, we're going to give you one commandment. Can you keep it? Because if we give it to you and you don't keep it, it's going to count against you even more. Go to Leviticus 11.
Hey, hold on.
Y'all like pork?
Not really.
Oh,
really
praise.
into, like, I'm meal prep. I'm going to college for football.
Okay.
I eat like chicken and rice, fish.
Okay, cool. So check this out. This should be easy for you. Start at pork.
Leviticus 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you.
So not only are you not supposed to eat swine, you're not even supposed to touch it. So say you see a butcher walking by with a bunch of pork chops and he trip and fall. Can you help him pick them up? No. Why? Because God said so. Remember Stone Cold? Because Stone Cold said so?
Yeah.
Where do you think he got that from? He got it from the Bible. Austin 3:16.
Yeah.
Now you see why we were like, man, that's cool. That's because they pulled it from your book. Everybody know who you are, King, except for us. You like Star Wars at all? Not really? Well, you know about Jedi, right? You know what the word Jedi means? Judah. You ever hear the description of Christ in the Bible? Before you go, you know about Superman, right? You know Darkseid is made enemy? You know that's just Christ, cartoon form? I'm going to prove it to you. Give me Revelation 1 and 14. When you hear it, you're going to be like, damn, they showed me Christ, I didn't even know it. And they made him out to be a bad guy. Because if you're a wicked person and the cops are coming, well, you think the cops are bad. Because you want to get back to stealing, raping, and killing. And the cops coming to stop you. Check this out. This will be the last one.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, and white
No, you good.
as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Hold on, baby step. So we got the hair. He got that white woolly hair that we got. But it's all white. But then his eyes are as a flame of fire. When you look at Darkseid in DC Comics, what color are his eyes? Orange red, like fire. Remember when he fires those beams, those omega beams that come out of his face? That's what that's based off of. We gonna keep going.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
So not only was Christ black, he was so black he looked like Wesley Snipes. And it said he had the voice of many waters. When you in class, don't your teacher say you loud? And out of all the students, they always try to get on you, talking about quiet down. You be in the back whispering. They be like, hey, you, back there, nigga. I mean, black boy, quiet down. I'm 41, same thing happened to me. Ain't nothing changed. But you know the description of Christ now. Keep in mind, when you see these movies, they're pimping the Bible back to you, whether it's King David having super speed. Most of y'all don't realize there's real superpowers in this Bible. King David killed tens of thousands of men by himself. And in Psalms 144, he credits the Most High God with teaching him how to go to war and his fingers to fight. We're here every Saturday from about 4:30 to 7. King, if you got time, we would love to read more of this to you, all right?
Nice talking to y'all.
Nice talking to you, King.
Safe out here.
Y'all be safe, all right? Of course. And God's name before y'all leave is Yahweh. Yahweh. He who exists. Yahweh. All right, y'all? See, listen to my camera. This is why we out here, man. We got to let the young people know what's going on. Because I'm going to tell you, in the flower of your youth, you get into a lot of trouble. I know I got into plenty of trouble in my late teens and my 20s. I called myself being an atheist. And the Most High God had me get trapped in a cave. Going caving with Esau. Almost died twice. And both times, who did I call on? God. And both times, Most High God like, man, what you calling on me for? I thought you was big bad atheist man. Well, handle it, non-believer. But see, the Most High God, he has given you proverbs to learn about in this Bible. One of these proverbs is the prodigal son. Most High God know you gonna get a hair up your ass to leave. You're gonna start feeling yourself. You're gonna leave, and the Most High God waits because he knows you still need him. This is his kingdom. Where you gonna go where God don't run shit? This is something that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you really need to start considering. Where can you go where God is not in charge? This is his world. And all the things that are in it all belong to him. But we gonna get on this lesson today, right? It's always a blessing to be able to talk to the young people. Right? I'm glad that brother had enough sense to like say, hey, look, chill out. Let's get this Bible real quick. Right? Now, that's why the Bible says, give me any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Right? Because them scriptures, man, it's like throwing holy water on demons, man. Or our sisters, a lot of them, they be just in the spirit. Just can't sit still. They become disagreeable. Because they just trying to leave. But see, again, now, he knows what God to call on if things go astray. And here's the thing, just because you call him don't mean God comes. That's why we try to tell our people, keep the commandments. So when you do have need of the Most High God, the Most High God's ear can be near to you. Because the last thing you want is to really need God and his ear is far away from you. And you're left to suffer. Right? But King, can you give me 2nd Ezra 5 and 42. And then we're going to go to Isaiah 33 and verse 1. Right? Because I'm bringing out an old lesson today, and it's called America, the Disgraced and Weakened Empire. Right? And then it has a little addendum at the end of weakness and hardship. It's in the spirit that I wrote it that way because guess where we're at? We're in America, the disgraced empire, suffering weakness and hardship. Go ahead, get it.
2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a rain, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first.
So y'all know that proverb, what goes around comes around. The Most High God's judgment is likened unto a rain. And the same way that there's no rush through the first set of judgment, is the same way the last judgment is neither delayed or rushed. The Most High God handles everything decently and in order. A matter of procedure. See, again, that's why when people start trying to jump the queue and say, God loves me, especially these damn heathen, they want to jump in front of God's children and get the blessings of the Most High God, not understanding rank and file. And if the Most High God didn't appoint you any of the inheritance for his children, then guess what? You don't get none. If it ain't for you, you ain't getting it.
Fresh out.
Yeah, sorry, fresh out. You know how it is. You want to go get a new pair of Jordans, the first hour that they release them, and that line is around the store, you can't just jump the line and go, hey, man, I want a pair. They're going to be like, yeah, get in the back of the line like everybody else. And if they run out midway through the day, then guess what? You're fresh out of luck.
Worst thing is when you come in, you think this is the end of the line, you get in line, but then you look, that bitch continues on.
Yeah. Yeah, you in the second line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This the second line because the first one too long.
You gotta go back up.
You know what I'm saying? That's why Christ told that Syrophoenician woman, that it's not standard or acceptable to give what's holy to the dogs. See, again, Christ was under orders from his Father. And that's why we let our people know. Christ wasn't sent to welcome the world into the covenant, the new covenant at that. The Most High God sent his Son to redeem and to reconcile the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and nothing else. Because the rest of the world is going to be ordered under the Israelites. Right? Brother, can you get me Isaiah 33:1 real quick? Right? Because we see that the Most High God's judgment is likened unto a ring. But let's also check out how the Most High God perceives judgment.
It's Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
So the Bible says, woe unto them that deal treacherously, right? Those who rape, rob, and enslave. Even though the Most High God might not immediately requite you, eventually the Most High God's judgment is coming. How you doing, King? Y'all believe in the Bible? Okay. Did you know that slavery is coming to the people who put us in slavery? And Christ said, you want to hear it real quick? Give me Revelation 13:9-10. These are the words of Christ. I know you think Christ want to hug everybody. Christ coming to fight for our people, brother. Get this real quick.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
I know you're hearing about the white man drowning and killing us. Right? The Most High God is sending the Messiah back to secure us and redeem us. Keep the commandments, y'all. All right? Y'all kings and princesses, all right? Don't let nobody tell you different. Because you know the white man going to say you was just some nigga swinging from vines on the west coast of Africa. Meanwhile, his ass was living in a cave. And see, this is all my brothers and sisters, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and the scattered Israelite diaspora. You got to start standing up and stating things plainly. Defend yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Christ told his apostles, if you ain't got a sword, sell your garment and go get one. He didn't say that in order to go to war, but he said, hey, man, don't be no easy mark out here, man. That's why I talk about teddy bear Jesus so much. Because when the white man came here, he had the image of a white Christ, and he said, if you don't worship him, you're going to get burned alive. And he used that to castrate our people spiritually. And ain't it something? The spiritual castration happened before the literal castration happened. And see, whenever you look at the numbers on the plantation, a lot of times you had skewed figures, 50 slaves to one master. Some of y'all are thinking, ain't no way that one white man can control 50 people. You go to a job every damn day where he does it, and most of the time you don't even get paid adequately enough for what you do. You see it every damn day. And it's a spiritual deterioration that our people have undergone. That's why more times than not, we look and we watch in an impotent manner as our people are brutalized. We watch our children go off with a group of white folks to drown. We watch those people brutalize us, and we don't even raise our voice. George Floyd had black folks all around him talking about, man, that's wrong. While a white cop kneeled on his neck for over 8 minutes. While he screamed for his mama. Most of y'all don't even realize it's a commandment in the Bible to not stand in the blood of your brother. You're supposed to help. Get involved. Give me Jeremiah 48:10, real quick. Because see, those of y'all who keep back your sword from blood, whether it be literal or figuratively, you're going to pay for it.
Jeremiah chapter 48, verse 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood.
So we ain't just making it up. If you're too scared to represent your people, you're going to pay for it. If you're too scared to secure your family, you're going to pay for it. Hey, get me in the Bible where it says a man who doesn't take care of his family is worse than an infidel. See, and most of y'all, you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, y'all think the only family you got to take care of is just your immediate family. We are all one people, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. If I see my Mexican brother getting jammed up unjustly and they're about to harm him or put him to death, it is my duty as a follower of Christ to help my brother. See, and this is why we have to keep saying this, because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have everybody's back but our own. Go ahead and get it.
First,
Yeah, KJV. It don't matter what version it is.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith, and is worse than an infidel.
So the Israelites who don't provide for their household is worse than an infidel. Y'all got time for the Bible today? Got time for the Bible, King? All right, man. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, y'all kings walking the earth. Keep God's commandments. See, again, man, them tornadoes, they gonna come back. As soon as there's a cool down, you're gonna have another flood event. See, again, don't wait until you need the Most High God to find out what is pleasing to Him. Don't wait, because at that point it's too late.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, the stuff going on in America, you would assume that our people would learn, man. The time of separation is here, man. I don't understand what it is going to take. But actually, I'm remiss. I do understand what it's going to take. Isaiah 13 lets you know that every man is going to return to his own nation, and those of you who refuse, you're going to be thrust through. It's going to take the death of collaborators with our enemy. And when I say our enemy, I'm talking about the so-called white man, first and foremost. See, again, man, it's a shame, man. We see our people, they're walking headlong into destruction. Not understanding the white man is gearing up for a civil war right now. See, he's only saying that we and team shit, he's saying that to us just to make sure y'all don't do nothing. Don't prepare. Don't link up with your own people. Meanwhile, he in the woods with his tactical gear, practicing for when he got to shoot black people. Practicing for when he got to shoot Hispanic people. See, most of our people don't understand. They are prepared. Esau was described as a cunning hunter. And see, and I find it very odd how we can read article after article, news story after news story, of blacks and Hispanics being killed while trying to be at peace with their enemy. So if he's willing to slay you when you're at peace with him, imagine what he's willing to do to you when you're at war. Food for thought. But, King, can you get me Psalms 10 and 2 through 9? Right? Because the wicked have a set modus operandi, or mythology to their behavior. A method of behaving, a method of operations. That's why some of our people they're confused because the so-called white man don't just openly declare war. He waves a white flag and calls you brother. Then he kills you. Let's see why.
Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor, lest them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above, out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
If you were to go back 20 years, that's the exact attitude from these white folks that you would get day in and day out. America first. Remember Donald Trump's first term? America first. Everybody else be damned. MAGA. Oh, gotta get these immigrants out of here, close the border, build a wall. He puffs at who he perceives to be his enemies. The Gulf of America, he boasts of his exploits of war. Hell, they're boasting now despite losing to Iran. talking about how they're bombing them.
We just bombed the hell
Yeah,
out of them.
we bombed the hell out of these people harder than they've ever been hit before. They're still puffing at their enemies. Meanwhile, Iran is like, yo, you might be talking all that trash, but we got a plan that we're carrying out, and essentially everything is going according to plan. You ain't interrupted nothing. And not to mention, now since America can't change course, because what is that memorandum of understanding, that ceasefire, that was America's very last gasp at pulling things out of the trench, and Iran knew it. And here's the thing: I'll tip my cap to the Iranians. They didn't even deal duplicitously. Look that word up for me: duplicitously. They didn't deal in deception with America. They genuinely wanted a ceasefire. But guess who didn't want it? America. With specificity to the so-called white man, because we ain't the ones going to war around here. He is. Go ahead and get it.
Duplicity is deceitfulness, double dealing, or the act of intentionally misleading others by saying or doing one thing while meaning or acting differently.
Can you pull a word for me called perfidy? P-E-R-F-I-D-Y. It's something that America just did. It's when you purposely act duplicitously in a time of war and you declare peace while you're moving to carry out acts of war. And guess what, y'all? That's a war crime. Go ahead and get it.
Perfidy refers to the deliberate betrayal of trust or faithlessness.
That's it. Okay, cause. Get that. Yeah.
It describes a severe breach of loyalty where someone uses another person's confidence in them to deceive or betray them.
So the white man said, hey, y'all, we gonna stop shooting each other. And then he doubled back and said, oh, gotcha again, don't drop bombs on you. Oh, you gonna bring all your leadership in one area for a funeral? But we gonna think about bombing them. See, the only reason why America didn't bomb all the Iranians while they were at Khomeini, or Khamenei, as y'all know, the previous Ayatollah of Iran, the only reason why they didn't bomb them is because Russia and China basically let them know, if you bomb them, we will get involved militarily. And that is what stayed in the hand of America. Yeah, they got pumped. Let's be real. It's like Debo showed up and said, oh, we got about $200. At that point, it's like, well, I guess we got $200 then. See, that's something that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you need to understand. Your enemy is not going head up with anybody. You got all these so-called patriots here in America talking about they took this place with strength and courage. Meanwhile, all they did was betray and conduct acts of betrayal to secure America. Hell, what do you learn about when you making those little turkeys out of your hand in elementary school? They talk about how everybody sat at the table and ate food together and loved each other. Meanwhile, you find out the real history of America, and all they did was rape and rob our people. How you doing, King? Keep going, man. You got it?
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. You a king on earth, man. You an Israelite. The Bible says one people will be stronger than another, and we are that one people. We are the Israelites. See, again, that's why you got to state the truth boldly, because your enemies are lying boldly, or boldly. See, again, the Most High God, He commands you to be courageous. We ain't going to get it, but Joshua 1:16 on down. If you don't want to be courageous, Most High God ain't got no room for you. And most of you don't even realize that disqualifies you from following Christ, because Christ don't want no cowards. Now, I know Peter was misguided when he was trying to, safeguard Yahushua from being put to death. But that had to happen. But Peter was showing great courage. He was just misplaced. And once he was corrected and he realized, like, oh shit, like this had to happen. And then when Yahushua came back, he was like, oh damn, okay, I can trust the process. So that's why when you read Deuteronomy 32 and 39, the Most High God lets it be known. He kills and makes alive. He wounds and He heals. Neither can anyone deliver out of His hand. Death cannot deliver you out of the hands of God. See, and this is again why the Most High God has to send His servants, the prophets, out here. Because if He didn't send the prophets, most of y'all will remain asleep. Y'all trying to find excuses to go back to bed. The Most High God is letting you know who the wicked is. Time to wake up. Time to wake up and safeguard your people. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. You the Israelites. You God's chosen. Keep going. How you doing, King?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, doing the work.
Another day, man.
Another day. Be
How are
safe,
you?
man.
No, I'm not leaving yet.
Okay.
I'm coming in right now, man.
Okay.
Working night shift today.
Oh, damn. So you've been at it already?
Yeah, I got here at 3.
In the morning?
God bless, man.
Yeah, God bless, man. Damn.
God is good.
Hey, all the time, King. That's Issachar, man.
Psalm chapter 10, verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor.
When it talks about the wicked murdering the innocent in secret, where are all these black folks drowning at? They drowning where nobody can say what did or didn't happen. It's just a bunch of wicked ass white folks going, oh, we didn't see nothing, we don't know nothing. Them niggas can't swim, that's why he drowned. Ain't that the story that they tell every time? What was that story? Black woman went over to a sleepover with a bunch of white women, showed up dead the next day. And guess who knew what happened? Nobody. All of a sudden, everybody, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, don't know what's going on. Knowing damn well that they murdered one of God's children, once again, because it's what they do. And secretly, their eyes are set against the poor and they murder the innocent. Again, that's why when these so-called white folks say Jesus loves them and is coming to save them, I'm questioning how is that going to happen when you're still murdering the innocent? Give me Isaiah 63 real quick. We're going to come back and finish it out. See, in the vision that Isaiah had of Yahushua, the man y'all ignorantly call Christ, Christ says something very, very particular, right? He looked to see if there was any to help his people, and he didn't find any. Can you start at verse 4 and read down?
So Isaiah chapter 63, verse 4. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury, it upheld me. And I would tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury. Now I bring down their strength to the earth. I will mention the loving kindness of the Lord, and the praises of the Lord according to all that the Lord hath bestowed on us, and the great goodness toward the house of Israel, which he hath bestowed on them according to his mercies, and according to the multitude of his loving kindness.
Get that next verse. That's it.
For he said, surely they are my people, children that would not lie. So he was their Savior.
We're going to get that next verse, but just stay there. So you got Christ in this vision saying that he looked for help for the Israelites and he didn't see any. The only thing that Yahushua is seeing around the Israelites are enemies. And last time I checked, you don't save your enemies. If we had allies, perhaps, maybe it'd be a different story. See, that's why whenever the so-called white man says he's our ally, I always ask him, well, where are your works to show that you are our ally? You know what I'm saying? We look for proof, right? You're supposed to prove a friend first. See, and again, that's the part of this whole friendship process that the white man can't master. He has to practice good works to be a friend. Well, you can't do that if you were built to practice evil works. If you were set crooked by the Most High God. See, and again, to you coons who are constantly talking about let's hold hands with the devil, you're going to get the devil right by the horns and he gonna gore you through. So those of y'all who follow bullfighting, somebody who gets like stabbed with the bull's horns is called being gored. And that's what the so-called white man keeps doing to these damn ignorant ass niggas who keep going out to go swimming with a bunch of white folks. You mean to tell me these white folks want you to go swimming with them when they wouldn't even let you go to the same pool as them? They wouldn't even let you drink out of the same damn water fountain. And you mean to tell me that they want you around now? Again, I'm confused why our people are so naive that our enemies are still killing us. How are you still second guessing when that's all they do? And again, why look at us strange? Look at your people strange as they kill people, as they molest children, as they rape dogs. Look at them strangely. We're telling the truth. But I guess in a land of lies, the truth is quite bizarre. That's why we are not dissuaded by your looks. Because you so-called white folks, slavery is your lot. And it's coming real soon, and it's well-deserved and long overdue. Keep going. Get that last verse.
Verse 9. In all their affliction, he was afflicted, and the angel of his presence saved them. In his love and in his pity, he redeemed them, and he bare them and carried them all the days of old.
Now, this is talking about when the Israelites were in the wilderness and they were being led by the angel of the Lord. See, the Most High God counts all the things that are done to his children as things that are done to him. So my question is, again, how is Christ coming to bring peace on earth? When Christ himself said he comes to bring a sword, he comes to kindle a fire. See, again, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you haven't considered these things. Believe in the Bible, Kate? On that note, I guess, tensions elsewhere. But see, again, I say it all the time, when trouble comes, Dios mío, Jesus Christos, Jesus, where you at? God help me. You think them cooned out niggas who was drowning, thanks to the good old white man, didn't cry out to God? Let's go to Sirach 12 real quick. I want to show you why God didn't all of a sudden send an agent to save them, right? Because the Most High God could have delivered them from the hands of their enemies easily. But the reason why the Most High God didn't do that is because you've already had your lifeline given to you, and you threw it aside. Most of you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you walk by men like us every damn weekend who tell you to wake up and keep God's commandments. And then you call upon the very same God that they tried to tell you about when you get in trouble. When your enemies stab you in the back, like we told you they would. Get me Sirach 12 and start at 13.
Sirach chapter 12, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come with nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner, and is defiled with him and his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Don't that sound like the so-called white man? Ebony and ivory, all that bullshit. Heal the world, all that other shit. Meanwhile, as soon as at his earliest convenience, he tries to get you fired from the job, tries to sabotage your life, tries to murder you in secret. On my job, when I worked at USA, there was an Edomite who invited me over to his house at least 100 times. And every time I told him no. And it never stopped him from trying. Why? Because he had a plan. And guess what? Most High God put it in my spirit to not let that plan come to fruition. Why? Because I never trust my enemy. Yeah, I mean, y'all done forgot about people like Jeffrey Dahmer? Literally was eating niggas. His favorite part to eat was the ass and the genitals of his victims. And the thing that they don't talk about is most of his victims were either black or they were Polynesian. See, they don't talk about that. But see, because blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you don't remember shit and you learn slow, you don't know these things. And your enemy kill you in broad daylight and you just turn a blind eye to it. But all of a sudden, when that specter of terror comes to your household and you have to pay your measure of flesh, you have to give your pound of flesh, so to speak, all of a sudden now we need the black and white or the black and brown coalition to come together. Black Avengers Assembly. All of a sudden we're supposed to just come together on your behalf when the Most High God already told you, don't be around them people. Separate. Separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friend. Yeah, and not to mention, you got the DA talking about she's going to give her her evidence to a grand jury. Okay, well, if you're going to give the evidence to a grand jury, you have more than enough reasonable suspicion and probable cause to make an arrest. So why aren't they arresting those boys who killed our brother? But the reality is, she's on their side. See, our people don't realize they are confederate against you, as it says in Psalms 83. They literally conspire as a group. You got some that do the offense, and then you got the other ones who calm the niggas down. You got the other ones who promise justice and don't deliver. Because guess what? Your attention's only going to be on Nolan Wells for so long before they put a new nigga in the news. And most of y'all don't know, they drowned another young brother in May under the same pretenses. See, again, this is something that they do on repeat. And as soon as you try to pursue justice on one avenue, they offend on another, and now you got to run over there. You can only split up your attention so much. But if you were to hearken unto the wisdom of God, you would just not trust your enemy and not be found around. The only way the so-called white man should be able to kill you like they killed Nolan Wells is that you in your house and they come get you. See, again, that's why we try to tell our people, you're giving far too much deference and allowance to your enemy and not enough to your own people. But don't worry about it. You're going to pay for it. Brother, can you get me, let's finish that out in Psalms 10. Or we read to 9, right? All praise.
Verse 9. He lieth in wait secretly, as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
See, again, when you are unwittingly following along with his people, hey guys, let's go to the lake today. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Unless you're going with your people, why are you going with them? You already know what the game is. Why he want to go with you? He don't invite you to nothing else. All of a sudden, he want to go to the woods all by your lonesome with him. All of a sudden, he want to invite you to a pool party. All of a sudden, white man just can't get enough blacks and Hispanics. All of a sudden. Then when you show up dead, all of a sudden, nobody knows what happened. Am I lying, brother? Am I lying? I'm not lying. I talked about how blacks and Hispanics, when we show up dead around white people, all of a sudden they don't know what happened. It's what happens. But my question is, brother, should we trust them in general? Yeah. Hear this real quick. Give me a Sirach 12 and 10. Check this out real quick. Because did you know that's in the Bible? You should never trust your enemy, brother. Really. Hear this.
Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, or like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So the same way iron is going to rust if you leave it in the rain, that's the same way the white man is going to betray you if you hang around him long enough. Now, did you know blacks and Hispanics, we are literally brothers? Like Texas was the last state to eliminate slavery. You know where we ran to when we ran for freedom? To Mexico. And you know what your people did? They set us free the moment we crossed the border. And this is to my Hispanic brothers. We don't give you guys enough credit. You stood in our corner. And a lot of times we treat you worse than we treat the white man. And that's not fair. And see, and that's Issachar. Issachar's like, it's okay. But here's the thing, brother. It's not okay. We need to stop that. Right? Just know you're an Israelite, king. Keep God's commandments, all right? All right, brother. Be safe, man. So you so-called black folks, you need to understand, the Native Indian and Native Hispanic, they are literally your blood. That's why every time you go to a school and you need a friend, who show up? More times than not, it's somebody who's Native Indian or Native Hispanic. And see, God throw you a curveball. Sometimes you'll have a Filipino friend, but you don't know about the Acapulco slave trade where they took Mexicans over to the Philippines. That's why you'll have a Filipino friend and his last name is Gutierrez, Valdez. And because our people don't do no reading or research, we don't even realize that their native tongue is not Spanish. So why do they have a Spanish last name? Well, the same way you got an English last name. Now, that's debatable because we were the rulers of Europe. Right? I got a French last name. But the thing is, it has been transliterated to English. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all what my last name is because I know you niggas trying to get somebody fired. And I'm going to tell you, hey, good luck trying because, hey, man, I've been fired from like 20 jobs in my life, so I couldn't give less than a fuck. Shit, one year I had 8 jobs. No bullshit. So I look at it like this. There's always another plantation that needs a slave, so shit, if I get fired from one, I'll go to the next one. But, brother, can you give me Psalms 55 and 20 through 21? Right? See, again, our people keep getting convinced by empty words and promises. But did y'all know that the concept of empty words from the wicked and duplicitous people, that is in the Bible? Check it out.
Psalms chapter 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
See, again, we'll hear them words, and most of us, we just disregard them. But that has been their track record their entire existence. Right? Hey, guys, let's come together and be at peace. Hey, you know what? I'm tired of the government and all these elites oppressing us. Let's rise up together. And then they stab you in the back. Bacon's rebellion. See, the white man talking about let's come together. We tried that, and you betrayed us. And notice she raised her hand on that. Again, no lies spoken. That's what her people do. Just remember that when you rape your kids. And on that note, holding up the devil horn. Again, spirit don't miss. If that was a middle finger, you've been fucking black men since slavery. Stop it. Just don't rape your dog. That's all I'm asking. Leave your kids alone. Leave the dog alone. I have a question while you're walking. When you take a shower, do you just wash your hair and let the soap run down, or do you wash your body? And it's rhetorical because I know that bitch ain't washing herself. That's why the air smells stale when she walk by. It's called lack of exfoliation. You smell like literal dead flesh. See, again, if all blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians spoke boldly in the face of their enemy like this, we wouldn't be in confusion like we are. You would be able to tell your children, hey, stay away from these people. They are dangerous to you. When you go and work a job, you would keep it strictly professional instead of trying to make friends at work. Trying to go to damn cookouts and pool parties knowing them people hate you. I need to look up, shit, what's his name? Dude called Black Jerry who shot up the job because he got tired of the white man discriminating against him and treating him like shit. Yeah, Black Jerry. Yeah, there it is. Go ahead and get that.
Black Jerry refers to Jerry Motley, a 32-year-old Michigan man who was sentenced to life in prison without parole following his trial and conviction for the 2018 first-degree premeditated murder of his boss, Thomas Badke, and a co-worker at Reliable Fence Company in Clinton Township, Michigan.
So they called this man Black Jerry. They were calling him nigger. They were calling him everything. Get that.
The moniker originated as a nickname during his employment. Because the workplace had multiple employees named Jerry, co-workers used distinguishing tags to differentiate them.
All of a sudden, they acting like there ain't no distinguishing feature about you other than the fact that you black. Most of the time, if you Jerry or you got a name that's similar to somebody else, they'll call you Jerry with an I. or J. They differentiate. Instead, they call you Black Pete, Black Jerry, Black George. Most of you don't know that goes back to slavery. They used to call you Nigger George, Nigger Michael. And see, most of you don't know black and nigger mean the same thing. See, again, that's why we have to say these things. Because your enemy is acting like this is not his reality, when this is all he has ever known. Hey, when you look at Alexander the Greek, one of the Edomites that these crackers nut ride harder than anyone else, he had somebody called Cletus the nigger. Literally, Cletus the black. And guess who's not mentioned in history as a man who saved Alexander the Greek's life at the Battle of Granicus? Cletus the nigger. They also don't mention Alexander the Greek's wet nurse, who is sister to Cletus the nigger, named Lanik. So let me get this straight. You got the so-called most celebrated white man in history, and they don't mention his right-hand man in general. They don't mention that he was saved during a battle where he was about to be struck down, and the black man saved him. They don't mention the wet nurse that raised and reared him from the crib. They don't even mention the damn military influencers and generals who reared him up and taught him how to make war. Men like Aristotle, who are also Israelites. If you look at contemporary sources, they describe them as black and darkly melanated people. So what you're really celebrating, white folks, is the first M&M on the planet. That's the first iteration of Vanilla Ice. Is what it is. And see, and that's exactly why our people are lost, because you're not reading. You don't understand who this devil is. You'll listen to the white man talk shit about how he can make war, but you don't learn about the black men who invented the necessary modifications for multi-stage rockets. Look that up for me. Black inventor multi-stage rocket. Or multi-stage propulsion. See, the whole reason why a rocket can launch and you see all those little pieces come off as it fires in different stages was because of our people. Go ahead and get it.
Prominent African American like Sergeant Adolphus Sams, U.S. Army, and Joseph N. Blair, World War II era pioneer, developed advanced aerospace concepts. The broader foundation of multi-stage rocketry stems from the theoretical work of Konstantin Sobolewski.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah, they only practically.
No, let me see real quick. Now, let me say it real quick.
So when you look at multi-stage rocket, it mentions some nigga in Russia. Ain't got shit to do with nothing. But if you change the word rocket to propulsion, all of a sudden you get only a black man. Again, if you think you can rely on Google and AI, you better start reading your books. Because a white man, he's filling in where your history is at. He's painting over it. It's called iconoclasm. And it's not new. He did it during the so-called Renaissance or rebirth. Well, if you were already in charge in the 15, 14, 13, 1200s, why do you need to be reborn? Because you weren't in charge and you took over somebody else's kingdom. Go ahead and get that.
Adolphus Sams, an African-American inventor and U.S. Army veteran, holds several patents central to rocketry and multi-stage propulsion, working at the U.S. Army Weapons Test Station in Yuma, Arizona in the early 1960s. Sams developed critical systems for staging fuel feeding and discarding dead weight.
Like I said, when you see those rockets take off and you see pieces fall off of the rocket as it goes in different stages of propulsion, you can thank a black man for that. Now, now you're talking about GPS. Look her up. It's Gladys something. But if you want to talk about computer systems, you got Mark Dean. You got, what's his name, David Blackwell. He's the one who's essentially the father of supercomputers. Gladys West. Black woman who invented GPS. So the gun that the white man holds the whole world under was built by his slaves. See, again, that's when they start talking about how proud they are to be so-called white. I just laugh. Because blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we built your whole empire. We're the children of God, and it wouldn't have got built any other way. Again, y'all need to really do some history. The Caucasian man is known for walking on all fours, being covered in body hair, butt naked with no spoken language. You mean to tell me that he built those castles over in Europe? And see, when you read contemporary sources, it already tells you that it wasn't them. Yeah, he had to be taught how to bathe and cook his food. But he can build castles, the equivalent of a pyramid. See, most of y'all aren't really, you're not putting it together. That's the equivalent of a pyramid. And there's just as much complex construction under the structure you see as the top side. That's why, what if they start to find out with radar, ground-based radar with the pyramids, that it goes down for hundreds of meters. They don't even know what it does yet. But I can tell you, it's probably a stable energy source. You have a very heavy structure put on top of piezoelectric materials. For those of y'all who don't know what piezoelectricity is, look it up. As a matter of fact, we'll help you. Can you look up piezoelectricity for me? If something is piezoelectric, that means that it generates electricity or current or voltage based on certain circumstances, whether that's kinetic energy or, bombardment of some sort of electromagnetic frequency. But at the same time, though, things like castles and pyramids, ziggurats, their construction is not just a heavy building on top of the ground. It's so heavy it would sink into the soil. So you have to build an entire heavy foundation that goes well into the earth so it can bear the surface-facing structure. But see, again, if you niggas was reading, you would already know that. So when the white man lies to your face, you could just laugh at it. Go ahead and get it.
A piezoelectric system utilizes materials like quartz or specialized ceramics to convert mechanical stress into electrical engine energy, or vice versa. And sensors applied, pressure generates a measurable voltage, and actuators applying voltage causes the material to expand or contract, enabling precision movement.
So if you wanted to literally create something that would function as the heart of a city, you would create something akin to Solomon's first temple or a pyramid, something that is ultra dense, ultra heavy, and is based on a piezoelectric foundation and structure, where you have a consistent electrical current being produced. And all you have to do is feed it out from there. Clean energy. What do they call that? I know it has to do with torsion physics, but it's either here or there. A 0-point energy, that's what they call it. Can you look that up real quick? Yeah, most of y'all have heard of 0-point energy. That's where that comes from, right? Now, I know they say it deals with the movement of the planets and stuff like that. Kind of. Changes in frequency is really what's being dealt with. Go ahead and get that.
0-point energy is the lowest possible energy a quantum system can possess, even at absolute zero.
That's a little.
Yeah, it's a little much. You can read it if you like, right? But you have fringe scientists and they're called fringe scientists because they're trying to give the world energy for free, right? But at the same time, though, give me Jeremiah 51:19. Right? We talked about all those things. Just to come back to a central point, you Israelites made it all. Just keep that in mind. When it comes to technologies that the world needs to simply survive, you made all of them. And they know it. That's why they do everything in their power to keep you out of the realm of academia, out of the realm of being able to compete in terms of being a business owner or an owner of a corporation. Go ahead and get it.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
So Jacob is the former of all things. All that stuff I talked about, you can sum it up with this. Israelites made it. Again, that's why when the heathens start trying to toot their own horn, it's like, yo, you wouldn't have shit without us. Stop it. The only reason why you have it is because you basically took us over to take it. And you really didn't even take us over. Our rock shut us up. As it says in Deuteronomy 32. He stripped us of our strength so you could overcome us. Because you mean to tell me people who can't go out in the sun managed to take over the whole world at the same time? And then when you find out people like Christopher Columbus had somebody like Louis de Torres, a black man, who was a Hebrew interpreter being brought over here, the Moors constantly were helping the so-called white man interpret and take over lands and navigate the ocean. When you look at the journals of, what's his name? It's not, he's a Spanish explorer. It's not Barabbas. What's his name? I'll get it. It'll come to me. But brother, can you give me Daniel 8 and 23 through 25? Right? Because through his policies, this devil has taken control of the entire earth. Go ahead and get it.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper in practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
Right? So you have the policy and legislation. That's the way that the so-called white man takes power. He'll tell you, hey man, we're going to be equals. Hey, we signed this contract here. And then as soon as you try to work within the confines of the contract, he violates the contract. And he does that when it's convenient for him. Balboa, that's his name. When you look at Balboa's journals, the Moors talked about there was a land that they know how to navigate to. And they were talking about coming to America. So it wasn't a matter of, oh man, I'm looking for India. No, they knew where they were going. As a matter of fact, hold on 1 second. Balboa. Anyway. See, and now you're going to have to start being very, very precise with your searches, right? Because if you don't know, your enemy is going to lie to you.
But, brother. Oh, not.
Test. Okay, yeah, she's tripping. All right, if we go out one more time, we'll replace the batteries. But can you give me 2 Thessalonians? And then we're going to go through the whole thing. Start at 2 and 3. Actually, it might be 2 and 2. Let me look at it. 2, yeah, start 3.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
We're going to keep on.
So you've got a group of people that are now being exposed. See, again, that's why when we say Esau, we've been calling him the Edomites, the Idumeans. We've been saying these words, these names. And the white man has been denying it, but now blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, y'all are finally starting to figure out, no, he is Esau in the Bible. All his efforts to say he's Japheth, or to say he's a so-called Ashkenazi Jew. Again, I'm trying to figure out how you can all of a sudden start calling yourself Ashkenaz or Ashkenazi in the 1200s, and it sticks. I'm trying to figure that out. And the only reason why they did that is because they had so-called white people in the land that you call modern-day Turkey. And guess who used to reside in that land? The children of Japheth. The same way the children of Japheth used to reside on the Isle of Crete. Those of y'all who know about Greco-Roman history, you know Crete is part of Greece. So when you read about stuff like, you know, Troy and all that shit, and, you know, what's his name, Achilles. That's the type of lands that you're talking about. Cyprus, Crete, all that. The real children of Japhet used to live there. And when you look at their armor, as a matter of fact, can you look up ancient Grecian armor? You might have to look up Etruscan armor. I can't even say it. Etruscan. Right? And then you look up Hawaiian tribal armor. And you'll see an uncanny resemblance. Let me see. Nah, they didn't. Nah, you good? Right, so look up this one right here. And show that to the camera. And then look up ancient Hawaiian armor. Right, hopefully it gets that.
Yeah.
See, again, 2 Thessalonians says that the wicked are being revealed. The same people who rape and rob the entire earth and enslave, and then want to say Christ loves them somehow. See, again, I'm always trying to figure out, if Christ is coming to bring judgment to the planet, what judgment do you think it's going to be for the white man who has done nothing but rape and rob the entire earth? Let me see it real quick. Yep, show that. But either one, shit, same headdress. See, when you're talking about ancient Greece, you have three people, right? You have the Minoans and the Etruscans, and then you have, I forget what it's with an N. Look up the Minoans, Etruscans, and I believe it's the Mycenaeans. The Mycenaeans, you don't need to look it up, right? You have three people. The newcomers were the Mycenaeans. The Mycenaeans are the so-called Edomites who went into Greece. But see, if you let the white man set up in your nation, what will he then call himself? He'll call himself a native. How many of these white folks walking around today talking about, I got Indian in my family, I'm a Native American? $5 Indians, courtesy of the Dawes Roll. But see, most of you niggas ain't reading, so you don't understand. This is his method of behavior. This is what he do. And let's go back to Sirach 12 real quick. Because it says, sit him not by thee, lest he seek to take thy seat. See, again, I wish I was making some of this up. I'm not. Get me a Sirach 10 and 12.
Yeah, 12.
Sirach chapter 12, verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith.
So the Bible says in regards to your enemies, don't set them next to you. Because when you do, he's going to conspire against you to take your place. And when he has taken your place, you will be forgotten. If it weren't for there being some Native Americans still alive, the white man would say that he is the Native American. Hell, if it weren't for you black folks being alive, every single celebrity or music artist that you like, they would say we're white people. They would say Tupac was a white man. Michael Jackson, they're trying real hard to take Mike.
I see somebody talking about there was a white people actually in the slavery over here, not us, 'cause we're already here.
Again, like the white man is literally trying to put us as the face of the slave master. Again, how wicked can you be where after murdering and raping hundreds of millions of people, then you turn around and go, they did it to themselves? As a matter of fact, I freed them all. I came over here like a superhero and I freed them. But see, if you read a book called The Jewish Confederates, it will show that not only was the fake Jew, a major part of the Confederacy, the Jewish Confederates, but he was the large component, or he constituted a large component, of slave masters. A disproportionately large at that. And then you wonder where these people's wealth came from. Most of y'all don't realize that all these banks, especially the ones that are known for stock trading, the first stock was the slaves here in America. Right? Most of y'all don't realize most of these colleges that go all the way back into the 18 and 1700s, they got their start with slave money. Because who put the money in them? People like the Rockefellers and all that. Yeah, even the HBCUs. Hell, don't they have Greek fraternities at the HBCU? They sure do. What's a bunch of niggas doing talking about Alpha Psi Phi? Kappa, 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 all this dumb shit. Meanwhile, you look at their rites and rituals, they doing all types of gay and homosexual shit. Emulating their enemies. But see, if you understood, that's not new. Can you, let's go to, what's it called? First Maccabees. And then we're going to go to Second Maccabees after that. Give me First Maccabees, chapter 1, and start at 11.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. And certain of the people were so forward herein, that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
What does that sound like? Sounds like a Greek fraternity to me. They forsook their own ways, their own laws, and they went and they joined themselves onto the Greeks. And most of y'all don't even realize when they joined themselves to the Greeks, they went to their gymnasiums and they participated in what they called the Olympics. Most of y'all don't realize that in ancient Greece, when you went to the gym, you had to go butt naked. And they did something called wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling. Well, why do you have to be butt naked to do Greco-Roman wrestling? But if you're a so-called white man, that's right up his alley. He's like, well, how else are you going to do it? You don't want those clothes restricting you and holding you back. See, again, these are the wicked ways of the heathen. But see, our people have joined themselves unto these people. Can you go with me to 2 Maccabees, chapter 11? I'm sorry, 1 Maccabees 11. And start at 21. We just need that.
First Maccabees chapter 11, verse 21. Then came ungodly persons who hated their own people, went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower.
So not only did you have coons joining themselves on to the Greeks in order to practice their ways, we had coons betraying their own people in the heat of war to tell the enemy what our people were doing in terms of their military movements. Again, our people having coons and sellouts, it is not new. As a matter of fact, go to 2 Maccabees chapter 4. And start at 15 through 16.
2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desired to be like in all things.
See, again, we're not making it up. This is something that our people have been doing since time immemorial. We've been leaving our people, betraying our own, to join ourselves unto the heathen. See, that's why I always try to tell our people, that's why I need to get in the Bible and actually study. But see, part of the issues with blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, the Bible is more of a fixture and an ornament in your house. It's not a source of learning. And as a result, you have no defense against your enemies. Hell, you don't even know who your enemies are when the Most High God gave you a laundry list of them in Psalms 83. Literally. Put them in the same chapter. All you got to do is read it and know what the names mean and who they correlate to. And even if you don't know which tribe is which, you know you got enemies. Just know that they exist and move accordingly. But because our people refuse to hearken to knowledge, this is what's got to happen. Give me Isaiah 48. The Most High God has to disannul the covenant that we've made with these people. Because our people, actually, I believe it might be 28. I said 48, right? Yeah, it's give me 28 and 16. Slot. Start at 15.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I lay in Zion for foundation a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste.
Are we gonna keep going?
So this is talking about Christ. That sure foundation is Christ. Remember when Christ told you that enmity or friendship with the world is enmity with the Lord? That friendship with the world is making covenants with them and taking on their ways instead of taking on the wisdom of God and keeping his commandments. And because we've made covenants with our enemies, the Most High God has to disannul those covenants. Keep going.
Verse 17. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the vomit, and the hell shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding place. And your covenant with death, shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. From the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you. For morning by morning shall it pass over, by day and by night, and it shall be vexation, only to understand the report.
So the Most High God is saying, hey, look, man, you're going to perish because of your covenant with your enemies. And when that covenant is disannulled, you're also going to have to be put to death. See, again, the Most High God ain't playing, man. You blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians who don't know what time it is, man. The so-called white man has shown you without any shadow of a doubt that he is your enemy. You have nothing in common with him whatsoever. How many of you do you have to get drowned, shot, beat, raped until you realize that the white man is not your friend? He is your enemy, out and open. And to you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who can't figure it out, you gonna see firsthand. But let's get back to the lesson, King. Can you get me? Did we get that Daniel 8 and 23? Yeah, we did. Get me Habakkuk 2 and 4 through 10. Right? Because since the world is waking up to the theft, robbery, and murder that the Edomites have put on the whole planet, Edomites mean so-called white men, they have become a pariah. And see, most of y'all don't realize the America's dealings with Iran have highlighted that you folks here in America cannot be trusted. And see, the people that, like Jared Kushner, that, you know, Donald Trump is sending over to act as an envoy and an emissary, they can't be trusted either. So, as a king is, so are his lieutenants and governors. And the rest of the world is saying that this is just who the white man is. He's not trustworthy. He's a bloodthirsty adversary who strikes when he has the opportunity to do so. Go ahead and get it.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. He enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
And that's the American way. They heap unto themselves all their slaves, and they go, we're a family. Ain't it funny? They talk about the American family, the American tapestry of people. Well, most of us were sewn into that tapestry unwillingly. Yeah, talk about a melting pot when the white man threw you in there at the threat of death. That's why to you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, again, I question. When did your adversary become your friend? How? He's never been at peace with you. He's never even allowed you to raise your children the way you see fit. And yet, we say that, hey, we're a family here in America. We need to come together. Got time for the Bible, King? All right, man. Thou sayest. I see your dog walking now. All praises.
All the time. Thank you.
Yeah. Is he listening or is he kind of hyperactive still?
He's listening.
Okay, all right.
Guys,
I know most of the time when you get a puppy, man, it's like you got to keep like getting their attention. Yeah, he's looking at me and everything like, okay, where we going, boss? See, again, man, that's how we should be with the Most High. I'm not saying he walking you by the leash, but damn it, man, we're his people. Yeah, for real, we keep straying off and getting fleas and getting all types of wounds and bad habits. And the Most High God got to keep cleaning us up. As a matter of fact. Oh, shit, yeah, the Most High God rolled that newspaper up on that ass. And based on what we're talking about, man, what I can show you? Yeah, let's finish that out. We're going to go to Ezekiel after.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall fight thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
This is talking about how all these other nations are going to spoil America. For all the spoiling that America has done to the entire planet. When you look at Isaiah 33:1, it says, woe unto thee that dealeth treacherously. For when you cease to deal treacherously, you'll be dealt treacherously. Like you'll be dealt with in a treacherous manner. The Most High God is letting it be known, like, hey man, my judgment is likened unto a ring. You gonna get what you put out. And this is something that our people just don't understand as they try to conjoin themselves unto their primary adversary. Get that next verse. Yeah.
Verse 9, woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul.
See, again, it should be a shameful thing to have to admit your history is based on intruding in people's lands, removing their land marker, raping and robbing the indigenous peoples, and then setting up your nation. That should be a point of shame. But more times than not, it ain't. How does it go? I'm proud to be an American. Hey, Hispanic brother and sister, you know I'm not lying. The white man proud of what he did here. Just know the Bible say he's going to pay for it. He's going to pay in blood, same way we paid. And I'm going to make it more particular. You're going to pay in the blood of your children. The same way we had to pay in the blood of our children. See, again, everybody think God is fair, but when God starts to establish fairness, all of a sudden, well, I don't agree to that. Give me Psalms 137 real quick. See, again, that's why I try to tell people, man, if you're not trying to hear what the wisdom of God is in the Bible and you ain't trying to follow it, then put the Bible down. Just put the book down, man. Because if you're too scared to follow what God has in terms of what he has given through his prophets and what he has written for our learning, then put the Bible down. There's no point in saying you're a Christian if you don't believe retribution should come back according to the works of the wicked. You're supposed to get back what you put out. Give me Psalms 137, start at 1.
Psalm chapter 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they sat, or they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of them songs of Zion.
So the people who took us into slavery, they said, dance, nigger. Hey, play that jazz music for me. You know that music that you came up with to deal with and cope with the sorrows of slavery? Yeah, I want to hear that in this speakeasy. Well, go ahead and go to verse 7 real quick and read down. For the sensitive white woman who couldn't take it.
Verse 7, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
See, we're not making it up. See, some people think that, oh, this is hate. No, this is justice. It's justice. They spoiled our children. Why all of a sudden is it taboo to say that theirs got to be spoiled too? How about Nolan Wells, that black boy that y'all just drowned? All of a sudden, the prospect of facing judgment from God, oh, Jesus wouldn't do that. Well, you might want to read Isaiah 63 again. Christ's going to be covered in so much blood, you're going to be thinking he was making wine the old-fashioned way. See, most of y'all don't understand what's really coming. When y'all talk about y'all want Christ to return, are you sure? Because when he comes, he's going to have a whole lot of heads rolling around this motherfucker. Yeah, I know that they don't understand what's being said. And here's the thing, even if they hear it, they ain't got the context to know it. They don't know what it's like to have children get ripped out of your arms and you never see them again. They don't know what it's like to be put on a boat, pissing and shitting on each other for months at a time, sitting next to dead bodies, being fed the damn entrails of your fallen comrades. Don't believe me? Read about the Aragante, the Portuguese slave ship where they were serving the parts of their slaves to other slaves. That's what's coming back to you damn crackers. See, all she heard was, oh, like wine. Wine the old-fashioned way. But you don't have the context yet. But that's coming. Give me the righteous shall dance in the blood of the wicked. See, again, if you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians would stand 10 toes down with your God, these words wouldn't make you feel like a coon who about to get in trouble. You would know that your God will fight for you, and all you got to do is just do what God tell you to do. Hold your peace. We wouldn't be just too deep. We'd be thousands deep if our people truly believed in their God. But the problem is, that's why the rhetorical question has to be asked. Who shall stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? And the answer is, not a lot of people. Most people are quite at home with the wickedness here in Babylon. And as a result, they're going to be cut down when judgment arrives. Go ahead and get it. Yeah, that was
Psalms chapter 58, verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked.
See, again, it's not personal. It's business. What do you think about that? The righteous washing their feet in the blood of the wicked.
I couldn't say nothing about it. I don't know anything.
Okay, that's a fair answer. So what about the people who enslaved and raped and robbed for 500 years? Aren't they wicked?
The people who are enslaved are wicked?
No. The people who did the enslaving.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
So when Christ returns, what do you think he's going to do to those people and their descendants?
Probably not save them.
Give me Isaiah 14:21. They can hear it as they leave.
What?
You can hear it as you leave.
What?
Oh, come here. No, he wants to hear it. It's cool. Come hear it.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter
Do
for
what?
his children. Prepare slaughter.
One more time.
Prepare slaughter
For who?
for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the faces of the world with cities.
See, she don't want to hear it because she knows what's coming next. Your ass is on the chopping block. That's what it is. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. That's why I want to hear that shit. Well, I'm not the one who cracked the whip. I didn't enslave anybody. But your ass sure didn't go back to where you came from. And you're sure as hell not indemnifying the Israelites that you enslaved. You won't restore what you stole. You won't leave the land. You won't even leave the people alone. So guess what? Prepare slaughter for his children. And if you look around America, you're getting killed by the damn hundreds. You think these damn floods are only killing a handful of you? Why do you think they're not showing all the damage up in Kerrville from the last flood? Why do you think they're not showing you all the damage that occurred from those tornadoes in Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, all over America?
Going towards the radar, tapping the place, it goes over a bridge, and the water's so high, it goes up to like the stop sign.
Yeah, if you go to West San Antonio right now, you got areas that are completely flooded out. And if you go to the farm roads, that's where all the destruction is. See, again, the Most High God is speaking, but will you listen? And most of you, you're not going to listen, but don't worry about it. You'll feel the judgment soon enough. And again, y'all just had a tornado here in San Antonio. If you think that's all God's got for you, you're gravely mistaken. Most High God has got you on extra low right now, and he's slowly ratcheting up the heat. You're like a frog in a boiling pot. Yeah, the white man don't even know that his kingdom is at an end. That's how surgical God is with this shit. They don't even realize your kingdom is being torn down. Power's being taken out of your hands. You have been found wanting. See, that's why when they look at us like we're strange, I think it's strange that you want America to keep going the way it is. It's very strange that you want to perpetuate a kingdom built on blood. I think that's very strange. Get me woe unto him who buildeth a town with blood. I believe that is either in Habakkuk or is that in Nahum? Actually, yeah, go to Nahum 3. Yeah, that's right. Because in Habakkuk 2 it says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. But we're going to go to Nahum where it speaks about it a bit more at length. That's not your car. Right. Go that way. And start at 1. Yeah. 3 and 1. Nahum 3 and 1. Yes, sir.
Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
I probably shouldn't say anything. It sounds like...
Keep reading. I don't care. If you're not here to read the Bible, then please keep walking. It is. Give me Malachi 4 and 1. Or 1 and 4.
No, just talk.
No, I'm not just talking to you. If you don't want to read the Bible, just walk.
Whose Bible?
It's out the Israelites' Bible. It's the Israelites' Bible. Israelites.
But why would they get
Because y'all don't know you're the enemies of the Israelites.
Okay, no one.
What have y'all done to God's
Okay,
people?
can you not?
If you don't like the way I'm talking to you, white woman, leave.
No, I'm just trying to say, you know what?
Yep, leave. Leave. Go. And here's what's happening now. I'm not going to let this nigger tell me what to do. So leave it. So leave it. I don't care. I do not care, Miss White Woman. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to listen to you. Leave.
And I don't want
And you walked into my car like a damn retard.
Okay.
Get away from my car and leave us alone. Now read, sir.
You are just... You are
Yep, so call the cops
Malachi
and leave.
chapter 1,
Yep,
verse
go,
4.
Go.
Whereas
Why do you
Edom
have so
said,
much anger?
we are
I
impoverished,
don't care.
but
Why
we
do you
will
have so
return
much
and build the
anger?
desolate
Not
places.
every white
Thus
person
saith
is
the
against
Lord of
you.
hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Wait, what does God have forever?
The people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
And all that, no, the decrepit white bitch gotta go. God hates y'all forever. 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 He hates you forever. And what was slavery? What does y'all drowning our kids look like? Is that ugly? Nolan Wells. You know him very well, ironically enough. But see, that's when the white woman goes, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. See, again, that demon, she walked over to our car and all of a sudden, she acted like she lost when all she wanted to do was run her damn mouth. Take your stupid ass up the road. I ain't got time to hear from some decrepit, hateful bitch talking about how hateful we are. Meanwhile, she walking around stolen land, probably working in a Hispanic restaurant when her ass don't need to be anywhere near our food.
I probably shouldn't say nothing. Bitch, you shouldn't.
Yeah, if you saying you shouldn't say nothing, shut the fuck up then.
You started off with the right.
I don't understand, like when people go, well, I probably shouldn't say this. Okay, so then don't.
Why are you going to?
So then don't. And the Bible says oppression maketh the wise man mad. See, again, when these white folks go, well, why are you angry? Because I'm wise. I know about the oppression that you put on my people. I know about all the murder and rape that you've done to my people. and not just here in America. So spare me that, why are you angry? You need a hug. No, I need your ass to go back to the Caucasus Mountain. Please. See again, and this is why I keep saying, they'll patronize you if you let them. They'll pretend like they've done nothing wrong as they go, well, why are you angry? And really what she's really trying to say is, hey, you angry blacks need to be quiet and stop saying this. See, it might make you uncomfortable to hear about the history of your people. And it might come out in a way that you don't like it, but guess what? Tough titty. Don't like it? Repeal the First Amendment. See, but if we were saying that God loves everybody and Christ loves the people who rape, rob, and enslave, she wouldn't have no problem. Even though that is against what the Bible says. Give me Exodus 21:16 real quick. See, again, when you ask them, say, Miss White person, white man, how did your people get here and what have they done since they got here? All of a sudden, well, that's why I was asked the question, when are we allowed to hate y'all? When? When are we allowed to despise you for the things that you do? And they'll say never, every time. And they'll tell you, Jesus Christ loves everybody. And then when you ask them, hey, point me to that in the Bible where he loves everybody. And then they'll start bumbling and fumbling. And if they know anything, they'll go to John 3:16, not even understanding. That's talking about the Israelites. Because if you read Isaiah 45:17, it says that Israel shall be saved in the Lord. Right? And we are called a world without end. But go ahead and get it.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
So let me get this straight. If you steal people, you sell them as slaves, and you keep them in your hand, and you don't let them go or return them to their land, you got to be put to death. So why shouldn't we hate y'all again when you won't let us go?
Let my people go. They don't want us to go either.
Hey, Brother Armando, if you're spitting, man, that shows you just how much like Egypt this place really is. And it shows you how hard the heart of these crackers really is. Because in their mind, they're like, why do you want to get away from me? I just enslaved you for 500 years. I just killed a couple 100 million of you. What's the problem? Give me they speak loftily concerning oppression. See, again, these people, they make light of our oppression. They make light of what we've had to suffer. And they further the affliction by throwing on more affliction. And depriving us of a connection to our God by not allowing us to receive the truth unmolested. See, again, that's why I'm not dissuaded by these white folks who want to go, oh man, don't, just calm down, Negro. Calm down, brother. While he's telling me to calm down, one of his people is killing another one of my people right now. And yet I'm supposed to be at ease with these people. I'm supposed to be at peace with these people. And again, it shows you that they don't know what's going on in the Bible because they think this is a book of peace. Have you actually read the Bible? Pretty much war is on every other page of the Bible. And when we're not at war, we are in oppression. Hell, you want to talk about Christ? Christ was in oppression to the Romans. They were slaves to the Romans. Christ didn't even get a chance to get out the womb before they wanted to kill him. Isn't that why Herod was trying to find him? Ain't that why Mary and Joseph had to flee to Egypt? John the Baptist had his head cut off. Peter got crucified upside down. But yeah, when people say the Bible is a book of peace, I have to question, did you even crack the cover? Yeah, oh my God. Spit it, man.
Psalms chapter 73, verse 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth.
So they spread lies throughout the earth talking about how they took this place through diplomacy, through peaceful cooperation with the inhabitants. The same way they talk about how they took Australia. They speak loftily concerning oppression. The same way they took New Zealand, loftily concerning oppression. The same way the Dutch enslaved in Malaysia, loftily concerning oppression. Yeah, recently Venezuela. Y'all just kidnapped the head of state of an entire nation and then got the audacity to say that we are going to be a stabilizing and securing force to the Venezuelan people. They speak loftily concerning oppression. So I am not concerned what some dumb-ass white woman got to say to me about being peaceful or hateful or whatever the fuck she is on her mind at this moment. And that's after walking up to my car knowing it's not her car.
Was up here spitting the rap talking about killing niggas and selling dope to them. She would have been probably bobbing her head.
Yeah, she would have been like, hey, what record label you guys with? See, when blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are talking about killing their own people, that's when all of a sudden everybody's at peace with you. But when you're pointing the rightful accusing finger at them for all the crimes that they've done against humanity, that's when all of a sudden, oh, what? Me? How dare you accuse me?
You got three pointed back at you. That old elementary ass shit.
Hey, I point the whole fucking hand. Like, you see this better? You know what I'm saying? It's just, again, we wouldn't have to accuse nobody if you would take, responsibility for the things that you've done. And notice, every Saturday, it gets emptier and emptier and emptier downtown. Ain't nobody got no money. Ain't nobody got no time to do things free. And I'm tell you, as this fuel crisis really sets in, your ass ain't gonna be downtown at all. We are coming into the days where we are facing the famine of the world. So you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians who don't understand who your enemies are, you're gonna find yourself in low estate. Hell, you might find yourself being chained to a radiator with them cutting pieces off your leg. See, and before we go back to the lesson, I want to show y'all a glimpse of what we gonna be doing when we are in our right mind. Give me 2 Chronicles 24. Now, King Amaziah had it right in one regard, or 25. Slot. 2 Chronicles 25. And go to verse 11, right? But once upon a time, Amaziah had it right until he started worshiping the God of the Edomites, which I don't know why he did that, considering the Most High God empowered him to destroy the Edomites. But in his madness, it was short-lived, and he returned back to keeping God's laws because he got cursed for it too. But go ahead and get it.
2 Chronicles chapter 25, verse 11. And Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people, and went to the valley of Salt, and smote of the children of Seir 10,000, and other 10,000 left alive did the children of Judah carry away captive, and brought them onto the top of the rock, and cast them down from the top of the rock, that they all were broken in pieces. But the soldiers of the army which Amaziah sent back, that they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah, from Samaria even unto Beth-horon, and smote 3,000 of them, and took much spoil.
So Amaziah was cursed, right? And that curse was brother rising up against brother. Because he sent back a bunch of northern kingdom brothers and didn't allow them to go to battle. Now, I'm going to go ahead and substantiate what I was saying. Start at 14 and read down.
Verse 14. Now it came to pass, after that Amaziah was come from the slaughter of the Edomites, that he brought the gods of the children of Seir, and set them up to be his gods, and bowed down himself before them, and burned incense unto them.
So after destroying the Edomites, all of a sudden, he starts to worship the gods of the Edomites. Absolute madness. But it goes to show, when you're in the throes of wickedness, you do things that are not very sensible. And if you read the rest of this chapter, he takes a lot of L's as a result of him doing this. Right? Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, because basically the northern kingdom, they spoiled some of the cities of Judah. And they took gold and silver and all the other shit. Right? So he got cursed. He had to suffer one of the curses of Deuteronomy 28. That hateful lie, brother to brother, and us rising up against each other. Again, the Most High God don't miss. See, but the last thing I'm going to be concerned about is what a heathen thinks. I could not care less. When we're in our right mind, that wicked ass heathen, man, your ass I'm gonna give you that Wile E. Coyote treatment. Throw your ass off a cliff. And I'll give you I'll give you a prospect to live up to in your death. Depending on how you dismount, you'll dive. Like if you do a quadruple backflip or something, hit the ground, I'll make sure your family have enough to eat. How about that? Go out in style. I give it an 8. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be flailing this shit, you won't get a 2. You know what I'm saying? See, again, man, you have to meditate terrors on the heathen, man. See, I know a lot of y'all think, man, them niggas hateful. Give me Psalms 139. We talked about it earlier. Go to 19. 21.
Psalms chapter 139, verse 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee, and am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies.
That's King David. King David was counted as a perfect man in the eyes of God, aside from the matters of between Uriah the Hittite and Bathsheba. Other than that, King David was a perfect man. So if he was counted perfect in the eyes of God, aside from that one matter, then when he says he hates the enemies of God, where is he wrong? And again, whenever we ask these questions, what have y'all done to warrant us loving you? How you doing, King? King walking the earth, how you doing, man? Be safe, man. But see, most of the time when we have these discussions, more times than not, these white folks, they don't want to hear it. All of a sudden, they start pivoting and talking about how we need to be the bigger person and forgive. Well, we've done that for 500 years. How many times do we have to turn the cheek? How many cheeks do we got? You done slapped them all up.
All that's in the past. History only matters to make it better.
Yeah, and then when they say that's in the past, then you bring up the damn victims of the present, and all of a sudden they're like, well, that's different. That's not me, though. That's why I don't play that game no more. When I was a newer teacher, I would play that semantic game, and it went nowhere. Now, I just say, get ready for slavery, man. It's long awaited by the rest of the world. It's long awaited for these devils to get the same cruelty that they have given to the rest of the world. It is long overdue. Give me Isaiah 14 real quick. See, again, when people say, oh, that's not in the Bible, then we come out the Bible. And they go, that's not what Jesus said. And when we read what Jesus said, all of a sudden, well, I don't agree with that. It's like, okay, so you don't believe in the Bible. And guess what? If I were the son of a slave master, I wouldn't believe in it either. And actually, while y'all are here, I want y'all to know. Give me Revelations 13, 9 through 10. I want y'all to read the words of Christ. I want you to hear them. Where Christ said, he who leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Where does hate come in with that? Those are the words of Christ. Christ saying, he who leads into slavery shall go into slavery. He who killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So what if you hang a Hispanic boy in front of a police department? What if you drown a black boy in a pond? What if you lock up blacks and Hispanics by the hundreds of millions? Well, guess what? You got to get it back in return. Give me Isaiah 59 and 18. See, again, whenever you start talking about justice toward the white man, everybody gets uptight. But see, to you Israelites, this should be a godsend. This should be music to your ears. To hear that all the brutality they brought on you, they're going to have to face it themselves. And I got news for you, Mr. White Man. You're not built to take it. You can't even be in the sun for prolonged exposure. You can't take 500 years of slavery. And guess what? You're facing 1,000. Good luck.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 18. According to their deeds, accordingly, he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies, to the islands. He will repay recompense.
See, again, I hope y'all heard that. Because judgment is coming to the enemies of the Israelites.
Let's say when it comes to jobs, it has a high turnover rate. 1,000 years, that's high.
No, yeah, the only way you're going to leave is in a box. The same way they tell you if you go to prison in New Orleans, the only way you leaving off this life sentence is if you leave in a box.
What's up, guys?
Preaching as always
What's some good word today?
that the white man's going to slave.
White man, that means me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an Edomite, yep. Ain't no difference.
I'm smooth though. I'm not hairy. I can't be Esau.
You know Israelites are described as being hairy in the Bible, right?
Are they?
Yeah.
I'm smooth all over the place. Well, not everywhere, but most places.
When it's talking about likened onto a hairy garment, it's talking about a hairy garment that they dyed that was red. It wasn't necessarily saying they were hairy.
Well, he was a very hairy man, KJ.
Wasn't he hairy in the womb though?
No, he was like a hairy garment.
He was ruddy and hairy in the womb. I believe.
No, he was
Yeah.
like a hairy garment.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, when it says that he was red likened unto a hairy garment, do you know what it's talking about?
No.
They used to dye their skins with a very specific dye from a worm or an insect.
Oh.
And he was red like that. It was describing his color. And again, this is why we have to be out here, because people don't understand what they're reading.
Yeah, I'll have to read it. Yeah.
Yeah, get that. And this is talking about Elijah, right? Yeah, get it.
Second Kings, chapter 1, verse 8. And they answered him, he was a hairy man, and girt with a girdle of leather about his loins. And he said, it is Elijah the Tishbite.
So Elijah's a hairy man. So much for being hairy being the characteristic that defines an Edomite. Esau can't escape, man. And if you happen to be an Edomite, hey, man, get ready for captivity. And it's well deserved. Give me Isaiah 14. And start at 9.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee, and the coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy bowels. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
We're going to keep going. But this is talking about how all the nations, in regards to how the Edomites have oppressed the world, now they are anxious to see the fall of the Edomites and for them to fall into their own grave. See, again, when you start totaling up all the casualties of these wars, you start to realize that the white man has killed a lot of people on this planet. How about Vietnam? They killed millions. How about the Korean War? They killed millions. How about the war in Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran? You know they're dropping bombs on civilian targets in Iran on purpose? What do you think the total casualty count of that is right now?
Who knows? Only God knows.
Only God knows. Because guess what? The white man ain't counting. Kill them all. Hey, guess what? Don't they say kill them all and let God sort them out? Yeah, they do. Only a murderer, a psychopath would say that. Indiscriminately killing women and children and then saying, let God sort them out. But that's why when we read in Isaiah 14, the nations are starting to question, are they as weak as us now? Because guess what? If America's as weak as they are, guess who's going to war? They are. And who are they going to war with? America. Because when do you strike a tyrant? When he's weak. That's why I say this to you Black, Hispanic, Native Indian men. I'm not telling you to go to war. I'm telling you to turn back to your God and keep the commandments. Because God said he will fight for us, and we shall hold our peace.
Do you like my sign today?
Your sign is misleading, man.
It is?
It is.
Why?
You say God is with us. Who's us? It's not everybody. God is only with the Israelites.
He's genetically linked with the whole human race.
Give me Joel 2:27, and then give me Amos 3:1. And then we can go to Romans 9 too, just to keep in the New Testament. It's all throughout the Bible. God is only the God of the Israelites. He don't care about anybody else.
I'm not trying to duck out of this. I have to go back to my car and get him his food.
Yeah, you good.
And,
Yeah,
and my friend gave me this basket, so I don't want to carry it around.
yeah, you're fine. You're fine. We still gonna read it.
Well, okay, I'll wait till
Yeah.
then.
Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
And what?
And none else.
He loves everybody.
And none else.
And none else. Keep going.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
So that's God, thus saith the Lord, from the prophet Joel. He is the God of the Israelites and no one else. What?
I'm not grammatically, I'm getting something different out of that.
I know, because,
Yeah.
again, I already know how. Because you're probably not an Israelite, man.
The none else isn't referring to the people. It's he's the God. And
Read it again for him, one more time.
Yeah.
I know. Just read it one more time. It's all right.
Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
He's in the midst of Israel.
Right.
and that I am the Lord your God,
He is the Lord our God, the God of the Israelites.
and none else.
And what?
And none else.
Everyone.
And none else.
And none else.
But
And my people shall never be ashamed.
But the people were ashamed, and their city was destroyed, and their temple was destroyed.
That doesn't mean we're ashamed.
Because they didn't fulfill God's.
No. What does it mean to be ashamed? Look that word up in the blue letter for me.
Embarrassed, like you want to just go and hide like that.
Yeah, we're not embarrassed of our God.
Uh-huh.
We've never been embarrassed of our God. And you know that by our history. When we came here in the transatlantic slave trade, the first thing we did was try to establish our God again. Are you familiar with the First African Baptist Church? You're not. Where we were scribbling Paleo-Hebrew on the pews. The first thing we did was try to cultivate what we had left of our heritage and traditions.
Yeah.
We've never been ashamed of our God. Albeit we've been put in a low state. Go ahead and get that Amos. Amos 3:1.
The Israelites ran out of probation in 490 years.
What are you talking about probation?
The 70 weeks that were in Daniel chapter 9, I think it is. The 70 weeks to put away unrighteousness and bring it.
No, that was talking about a judgment. That wasn't talking about no probation.
It was to remain as God's people.
I have a question. Where were we when Daniel received that promise? Where were the Israelites? So how are you making that declarative statement? That we were on probation when you don't even know where we were?
Because it started with the command to restore Jerusalem.
No. Because when he talked about the abomination of the desolation, he was talking about the destruction of the second temple. I know, because you're not an Israelite. Go ahead and get it. I'm not even sugarcoating you.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
What?
You only have I known.
God knows everyone.
You only have I known
Finish it out.
of all the families of the earth.
All the families of the earth.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
And that's why we're the only ones getting punished the way that we are. Name another group of people that have gone into slavery like us. Exactly, there aren't any. And here's the thing. If you knew about world history, you would have said, what about the Dutch in Malaysia? How about the Dutch up in Greenland? How about the Spanish in the Philippines? And I would point you to the Negritos, the Aeta people, the Mani, what do they call it? The Sakai, which means slave. You don't know who these people are, but guess what? It's not important that you do.
Well, this is much more an area of your expertise. I'm not familiar with this.
Does the Bible say, be ye not ignorant of any matter, great and small? It does.
We can't know everything.
Right, but what did it say? Be ye not ignorant of any matter, great or small. You don't have to know it all. You need to know enough. What if you don't know nothing?
You're in a bad state.
You're in a bad state.
Yeah.
So what if you're a heathen and the Most High God ain't dealing with you like that?
That's,
Give me Amos 3:7.
that's your take on it.
I know, and it's the take from the Bible. That's why when we say something, we go to the scriptures. You say stuff, you just sit there and look stupid.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
And we already established in Amos 2 and 11 that the prophethood belongs to the Israelites. We've read all this to you.
There's a current prophet,
Who?
Ellen G. White.
What's it? How do you spell his name? Look him up. I actually want to see who this is. I know it's a white man. I just want to see.
It's a woman.
Oh my! Wait, no, that's even worse. Give me the Most High God's flock are men. See, you heathen, y'all are installing yourselves without understanding that God has rank, file, and order. The Most High God is dealing directly with the men, no one else.
What you just read in Amos 3:7, it talks about your young women shall dream dreams too.
Yeah, does that make them a prophet?
Yes.
Just dreaming a dream and giving an account makes them a prophet.
Well, you have to compare scripture with scripture.
Because it says that he would pour his spirit on all flesh. So now everyone's a prophet?
No,
No. So why would you say that?
because the benefit goes to all flesh.
No. Again, you're double speaking. You're saying they're not prophets, but they have the benefit of becoming a prophet if they want to.
Well, what God shows the prophet can benefit the whole human race.
The only time that the heathen are going to benefit is after Christ returns. And all this shit that y'all destroyed has been renewed. After that, you're going to receive the laws the same way we received it.
I have a casting a wider net view than maybe.
I know, and it's not biblical at all.
I believe it is.
When Christ sent his apostles out, who did he send them to?
He sent them out to Israel.
Matthew 10, right? 10 and 6.
But then, they didn't respond though.
Yeah, they did. What are you talking about?
Well, they didn't.
You know about Caiaphas, right?
Caiaphas, yes, the high
Yeah.
priest.
And what did he prophesy?
I'm not sure what you did there.
I know. He prophesied that it's expedient for one man to die and the whole nation not perish.
Yeah,
And
right.
then what does it say after he made that prophecy? That's when they started trying to put Christ to death. You think they just did it because, oh, that Jesus, he makes me so angry? No, it was part of the prophecy.
They plotted for a long time.
And this is why I say this, Donald, and I say it with all sincerity. You heathen need to put the Bible down. You don't know what you're reading at all. You don't know what you're reading.
Well, how do you know that?
Because I'm seeking out of the book of the Lord and reading, and I'm an Israelite.
I'm doing the same thing.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
So when I ask you about Caiaphas, why are you drawing a blank? Why are you still accusing the Israelites of just blindly trying to put Christ to death?
Caiaphas was not actually the current high priest.
What? Say that to mine.
It's the accuser of the brethren.
The accuser of our brethren.
That's Satan. Satan's the accuser
Oh,
of the brother.
let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and start at 3.
But Caiaphas was not actually even the current high priest, but he was like an elder. The other high priest was, I'll forget it. But anyway, they consulted with him because they plotted long in advance
No, they didn't.
of the night.
Where?
They had other opportunities to put Christ
I know,
to death,
and they didn't.
because it wasn't the time.
And they didn't.
Because it wasn't the
But
time.
they didn't, though.
Right, because it wasn't the time.
You're saying the intent is just as bad as the crime itself.
I'm saying that they plotted long in advance to accomplish their goal.
It's the same way they plotted to kill Paul. They plotted to kill John.
Exactly.
But the thing is, like you're saying, there was a rank, file, and order. And the Israelites didn't do it out of malice. At least not all of them. Wasn't there a point where they tried to take Christ and force him to be king?
Yes.
Yes. So why are you telling me that we turned our back on him?
Well, he said, my kingdom's not of this world. He didn't want to be the king of this world.
That's immaterial. That's not what I'm saying.
What are
I'm
you-
asking you,
what are you gonna
if you can acknowledge that the Israelites tried to take Christ and make him king by force, why are you telling me that we all of a sudden turned our back on him and we just threw him to the wolves?
Because they hated him.
How are they trying to make him king?
Yeah, I don't get it. So I hate somebody so much you're going to rule over me. Put the Bible down, Donald. Put it down. It's okay.
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
I know. Just put it down. I know. It's okay. You're not the first heathen to try to take hold of the covenant and not know what you're doing. You're not the first. At all. Quick it. Yeah.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 2.
Yeah, it's fine.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Who on earth is claiming to be God right now?
Who says that God is white?
Who on earth is claiming to be God
Esau.
right now? No, it's the Pope of Rome.
No, again,
I'm a
Esau.
former Catholic. I've got the catechism.
I know, and that's why you don't know anything, because you're a formal Catholic. Catholic meaning universal.
The Pope claims to be God on earth right now.
He doesn't claim to be God. He claims to be a vicar, vicar, which means a envoy or representative thereof.
Right, but he claims to have all power over
Again.
over heaven, over earth and heaven.
Anyway,
It's
was there more than that?
Yeah. And the abomination that makes desolate,
Keep going.
the Pope is claiming during the Mass.
Verse
Oh, wait,
4,
oh, wait.
who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know that what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
So the wicked at that time had not been revealed. You know why? Because the so-called Edomites were calling themselves Idumeans. Then they called themselves Greeks. Then they called themselves Romans. Then they called themselves Macedonians. The white man's been hiding himself. That's why you have Jeremiah 47 and Isaiah 47 talking about the Edomites being revealed.
The revealing of the man of sin is the Pope of Rome.
Again,
Yeah.
I'm about to bring this out and cut you. Bring me Wisdom of Solomon 14 and start at 11.
Hello.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life.
Now keep going.
For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men they enter into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
So we're about to read about the creation of white Jesus. This is talking about the visitation that's promised from God because of it.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you as the white Jesus.
Right.
I don't believe Jesus was white.
And who is that man who is white Jesus?
It was that Victor Virgil.
Cesare Borgia,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
son of Rodrigo Borgia,
Yeah.
the sixth Pope of Rome, Alexander, right?
My grandma had that picture in her bedroom.
I bet she did. Go ahead, keep going.
I knew that wasn't Jesus.
Verse 15.
Good.
For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
We're going to keep going. This is talking about being forced to worship white Jesus at the threat of death.
Can I make a comment?
No,
Just briefly.
no, that's over, man. We're out here to teach the Israelites, man. And I'm going to tell you, I know that there are a lot of people like you being sent out right now. Whether you're doing it consciously or you're employed by somebody.
I'm my own person.
All
I'm not-
praises,
I'm
right?
I'm not even associated with my church.
Okay, that's good.
This is all me.
But just know, all you false teachers are going to pay a penalty for this. For
That's
misleading our people, for telling people that, hey, God loves everybody. All you got to do is just love Jesus. You got to keep the commandments.
true. Right, you do. I believe that too. That's
Right.
why here's my sign today.
But when you say
Yeah.
God loves everybody, that's not true.
He does love everybody, but everybody does not love him back. This is love that we keep his commandments. That's what love
So
is.
when you read Malachi 1 and 4, when he says that he has a righteous indignation with Esau forever, That means he has righteous fury and hatred for Esau.
No problem.
Y'all Israelite sisters, be safe out here, all right? But when the Most High God says he despises Esau himself, that don't count?
It does, but that's a historical thing.
So where is Esau today?
Well, you're saying that I'm Esau.
Where's Esau's people?
The white man, I guess?
All over the earth.
All over the earth.
All over the earth.
Yeah. Australia.
Well, what was the prophecy between Jacob and Esau? Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it? I know. Genesis 25, I know. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, I know. You're not familiar with it. And we've been over this with you like 3 and 4 times. That's why I'm sure of it. You're not our people, man. These seeds aren't even finding any fertile ground. You might as well be made of stone.
That's your opinion.
Well, it's biblical.
I do respect your opinion.
Oh. Here you go. Can I have you over? Yeah, keep going.
Can I just tell you, as a former Catholic, the
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 17, whom men could not honor in presence, because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far, and made an express image of a king, whom they honored, to the end that by this, their forwardness, they might flatter him that was but absent, as if he were present. Also, the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorance of more superstition. For he,
We can't skip over that. Those who are ignorant of our people, of our history, of the real likeness of Yahushua, his real name, the things that God really said in the book, they're susceptible to the lies of the heathen. Remember the slave Bible? You ever hear of that? There's a version of the Bible that the white man released with over 80% of it redacted. Yeah. And guess what? Many of our people were swayed by that. That's part of this visitation. Keep going.
verse 19, for he, peradventure, willing to flee. For he, peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion. And so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a God, which a little before was but honored.
So what you have, what the brother's describing, is that despite him just being a dead man, through the brutality and the legislative power of what you call the Catholic Church at the time, because you know the Catholic Church once upon a time was ruled by my people, right? Well, Saint Benedict is evidence of that. Where you know the Pope with the bear. Look up Saint Benedict, and look up Saint Benedict heraldry. It's a black man with a key and a bear.
When the Pope is at the altar and he's claiming to create the actual body and blood of Christ, that's the abomination that makes desolate in the temple. He is actually claiming, that's why the Pope claims authority over earth and heaven.
Is that the real temple?
No,
No. So how's it the abomination of desolation?
it's the counterfeit. The real temple is in heaven.
So this is to my camera. All right. So you see the black man right there? Yeah, we were the popes in the Catholic Church.
All right, I'll keep
Right.
right on that.
When you look at people like Constantine, Septimius Severus, all those different peoples, they were our people. That's why they call it the Holy Roman Empire. Because what does it mean to be holy? To be set apart. What does our Catholic mean?
It means universal.
It means universal. So how do you become everyone or universal, and yet you were holy at one point in time?
It's kind of an oxymoron.
It is.
Yeah.
The answer is somebody else took over our body of authority. That's the answer.
Yeah. You're probably right on that.
If you read the contemporary sources of history, it talks about it.
Yeah.
There's a man named Freeborn John. You could read his account, right? How he talked about basically the people. I forget what it's a political party. It begins with a P. It's like a protectorate or something like that. I forget. I'm gonna have to look more into it. But he talks about the political opposition that was coming against the crown, right, and trying to essentially take power. And they had so much power that they could levy penalties against the people. And freeborn John, my people, he was being whipped, and he had to basically drag a carriage through town. And the whole miracle was that the Most High God not only gave him the strength to drag that carriage, but also gave him the strength to not even be aware that he was being whipped. Again, that's God don't do that for everybody. He only does that for his people. That's why God said, only you have I known in relation to the Israelites.
That's like when the Christians were being burned at the stake. They were singing.
Right.
They didn't even like feel the flame.
Yeah. You think that was just a multi-ethnic group of people? White people and black people going, yeah, guys, yeah. God love all of us. You think that's what it was? The 40 saints who froze to death? No, I'm saying only the Israelites were like basically persecuted under those circumstances.
I mean, there was like estimate 50 to 100 million Christians that were killed during the Dark Ages
And where were those people killed at?
in Europe,
Where in Europe?
primarily.
Where did the edict that was passed that facilitated the what's it called? It's the persecution of the Jews, but they call it something else. What do they call that?
The Constantine, the 321 AD,
No. They use the Alhambra decree to do it. What is it called? It's so common that I should know it. It's the persecution of Christians. What were you gonna say? What's it called according to your knowledge? Could you mind refresh my memory?
well, it was the first like Sunday law basically.
No,
So
it's not.
you had a rest on Sunday. No, that was in 321 AD in the 4th century.
And if that was 321 AD,
Yeah.
you're talking about the Romans persecuting the Israelites. Because who was first called a Christian? Where? In Antioch. No, it's in the Bible. Give me the Jews were first called Christians at Antioch. So those Christians who were persecuted under the Roman flag or banner, those were Israelites. That's not even a toss-up. Oh, go right ahead. That's not even a toss-up. And this is to my camera. If you don't understand who the Bible is talking about, you'll think it's anything. And that's one of the problems of people who say they believe in the Bible and don't know that it's for the Israelites.
But I do know that America really came to be as it is because people were escaping from that Northern Africans and people from Asia that were being persecuted, and they wanted to come to the land of the free, basically.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense. If they're persecuted and being brought to slavery, how would it be the land of the free?
No, I'm not talking about the slave trade. I'm talking about the people that fled Europe and all the persecution.
What year are you talking about, Donnie?
Just like the 16th, 17th, 18th
That is literally that is the heat of the slave trade.
Yeah,
That's the hottest point.
yeah.
The covenant keepers are covenanters. The Christians, that was us.
But the slaves were primarily taken out of Africa. The people that were being persecuted that came on ships to America, not the slave ships, but just like bought tickets or whatever, or they had ships or whatever, but they were primarily coming out of Europe.
That tells me the limits of your knowledge. You don't know about from whence the Black Irish, Oliver Cromwell, how he was kicking out the Irish and the Scots.
I'm sure it wasn't just a ship full of black people.
No. Hold on. The Europeans were black people.
Some were.
No, most of them were. The one nobility, the Tudors, the Stuarts, those were black people. Do you know what the word Stuart means? Black or tawny. And it denotes your visage. Yes. It goes back to the word swart or swarthy. Well, when you say ruddy, what do you mean?
Your skin is up.
No, that's the modern definition of ruddy. When you look up a ruddy cow, what color is that cow?
Like red.
Look up a ruddy cow for me.
Like radish.
Nope.
Like black as Russian.
Not even close. In the ancient sense, is to denote a copper-like tone to black. This is a ruddy cow.
Okay, I got some. Color. That's radish.
That's brown, bro. It's not brown. And guess what? It's brown like a sardine stone. Yeah, you know in Revelation 4, where it talks about God's visage being likened unto a sardine stone or a jasper stone. Yeah. So why now all of a sudden would ruddy take on a different word?
Well, I always thought it meant like flushed with blood.
I know. And guess what? That was part of, you know how we read in Wisdom of Solomon 14, the hijacking of the image of Christ?
Yeah,
Do you think that it was
I'm
only, do you think it was just his image, or did they have a vocabulary to go along with it?
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Yes, they did.
I'm on the same page as far as Christ not looking like those ones by, what was his name again? Orange hat or something like that?
Yeah, Borgia.
Direct word for being flushed with, the direct word for being flushed with or filled with blood is engorged.
Yeah.
Orange, okay.
So to be flushed with blood means to literally engorge with blood.
Right.
So like the word ruddy in the modern sense is not what it meant in antiquity. It was to denote different gradients of brown. Hence why Columbus described the Native American Indians as copper-colored, swarthy, and ruddy. We all know that they're brown-skinned people.
There's a duck called the Ruddy Duck.
Okay. But we're talking about people, right? As a matter of fact, go to Limitations 4 real quick. Right, because the Israelites are called ruddy in body like rubies. Right? See, this is to my camera, right? Even those who profess to be friends or allies, their ignorance is dangerous. Because you can mislead God's real people and have them believing things that are just not true.
And you can have an opinion to say that.
Where does the Bible say you have room for an opinion?
We have free will.
I thought the Bible said it's not for private interpretation.
It's not.
And this is again why I keep trying to tell y'all.
Well, we all have
You
a
got to
free
be
will.
doing your own reading as an Israelite.
We all have a free will though.
Again, we've been over that too. We have showed you that you don't. But anyway, let's get that in 4,
I agree
4 and 7, all praise.
I agree with the private interpretation. Because,
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 7. Her Nazarites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire. Their
So when you look at an unpolished ruby, what color is it? Can you look up an unpolished ruby for me?
I mean, I know polish is red, but I never, it's probably brown.
It's not just brown, it's like a raisin.
Like a ring.
It could be brown, it could be black, or somewhere within the gradient of color. Show that to him, Bob Kasha.
I'm actually going to get some raisins in my car.
Okay, that's cool.
That's an unpolished ruby?
Yeah,
Okay, that doesn't look like raisins, yeah. See that?
and if you can show the camera as well. Now, I'm not normally one to harp on color because our men have a penchant for so-called white women and women of all other nations. So our children often don't look the part of an Israelite. However, right, it is important to understand who the ancient Israelites were and what they looked like. It's very important. Because part of the ambiguity of what people looks like is why people are saying God loves everyone. When God never said any such thing. And the Most High God didn't love people based on how they looked anyway. So it's a non-starter to focus on it.
There's no respect of persons.
Correct. So my question is, why all of a sudden did that image of Christ change to white? It was to make us respecters of persons. Because if Christ is white, then my slave master, who's white, well, I see Christ in him. That's the psychological trickery.
Yeah, I see that.
That's the same reason why no matter how much they lynch, hang, and burn us, we don't do anything about it. Because most so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are what? Christian or Catholic. Hey, did you know even in the Hadith it says that Muhammad is a pale-skinned white man? It does. So even if you worship Muhammad, guess who you're worshiping? Esau, Edom. The tricks of the white man, y'all, are many-fold. That's why your people have to be destroyed. That's why. But, time's a king. You want to hang it outside? Alright, let's bring out a little bit more.
Let me run to the car. It's not far.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go. Yeah, you good?
Did you guys think about parking over there?
It's too far away, man, and it's too good right here, right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And no one bothers you when you park there.
They used to. They used to. There used to be a dude who rode around in a truck all day bothering people. Right? No, he. So I don't know if those spaces right there are owned differently, because all the spaces in the middle of the parking lot, if you park out there and don't pay, they'll come tow you. But if you park right here, they don't do nothing. I don't know.
You have to like scan a QR code or something.
Yeah, that little sign right there. Well, if you don't do it right here, ain't nobody tripping. So I mean, if I would park there, I'll be real with you.
Yeah, I mean, I know like in the King Williams, you can leave your car overnight and have no problem, you know.
Yeah,
And
but
I sleep in my car sometimes.
okay.
I just stay till Sunday, you know. But yeah, so it's free. I mean, there are some 2-hour parking streets there, but you know, for the residents, the majority of the streets are the ones that go like north and south are you can just park 24 to 25.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. We'll
All right, man. Hey, Shalom, King. How you doing, man?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Now, I understand we went off on a tangent about the appearance of things, the appearance of the people. Right? And again, like I said, I typically not want to harp on Israelites being darkly melanated people. Because to be honest, you know, Israelites, you are who your father. So if your great-great-grandfather on your father's side is a so-called black, Hispanic, Native Indian, or scattered Israelite, and you look, say, Chinese, Japanese, white, whatever, you're still an Israelite. What's evidence of that? The curses. Can you give me Deuteronomy 28 in verse 46? Start at 45. Right? It's very, very important to understand the curses are what really differentiate us and denote us as the Israelites. Because if you don't understand that you're looking at a people that have been thrown into many nations, y'all be safe, right? Y'all are Native Hispanic, y'all people I'm talking to, y'all are Israelites. Keep the commandments. So as y'all can see, heathen are trying to take your birthright away. Yeah, he's trying to take your seat, man. And most of you blacks, Hispanics, and Indians don't know to contest it. And see, I've said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it. It's a good thing the Most High God didn't give us the authority to give away the blessing, because we'd have gave that shit away for nothing. Simply because the white man asked for it. With the quick. Absolute madness. But go ahead and get it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So the curses are going to be for a sign and for a wonder. And upon our seed line forever, as long as we are violating God's law. So if you want to know where the Israelites are, look at all the curses in Deuteronomy 28, and then look for the people groups on the planet, and you will see the common curses. Being stuffed in the ghettos and in the barrios and the favelas. Being basically departed from their heritage, being forced to assimilate to another group of people, usually an outsider and an invader. You look at the Japanese, most people don't even realize the so-called Japanese are not indigenous to that land. That's why you have the Yayoi Japanese and you have the Emishi, or the Ainu. Depending on what chart you look at, the Ainu and Emishi are the same meaning. Right? Ainu meaning barbarian. You notice the white man or whatever invading force. The heathen always label us as barbarians and savages. But how do they subjugate us? Through barbarity, through savagery. They project what they are onto their victims. And they label us dogs, anything to try to debase us as a people. But that's why I try to tell blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the only people out here who don't know who they are is you. I've had Ishmaelites from the Middle East admit that they know we're the Israelites. I've had Hamites from the continent of Africa. And it was a brother who's ironically named Noah. I'll never forget him, probably about like 4 or 5 months into when I was teaching. And we were just shooting the shit. And I was like, man, based on how you coming off, man, you might be an Israelite. He was like, no, I know I'm not. He knew he was a Hamite. And he was like, we know that y'all are the chosen people. We are taught that in school. And this is a challenge. Anybody know the sound of my voice? Go into a gas station, whether it be an Arab who's from Ishmael or an East Indian person who's from Elam. Ask them, if you're black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, am I an Israelite? You'll get one of 2 responses. No comment, or yeah, you are. Only reason why they can't just come right out and tell you is because they've been told not to. Why would you want to tell the people who are supposed to roll over you, hey, pick your crown up? Brother Amon said something in the spirit. They should be tired of this shit too. And guess what? They are. That brother Noah, he said, I'd rather be ruled over by you than this damn white devil. So when our people look at us like we're crazy because we're telling them to rise up out of niggerdom and pick their damn crown up and be the Israelites that the Most High God appointed them to be, I'm not making it up. And the other nations already know who you are. That's why they won't tell you. But they'll move right next to you despite how much they hate you. We're going to go to Ezra 4 and 1. Actually, I don't think we want to start at 1. Let's go to Ezra 4, and then we're going to hang it up after that. Right? As I said before, all these heathen are trying to take your inheritance, Jacob. When I say Jacob, I'm talking about the sons of Jacob, the Israelites. We'll call you Jake for short. These heathen want your inheritance. It's the same way how the Arab is always saying, well, I'm a child of Abraham, I should get a blessing too. You did. You got your 12 princes. You got your mighty nation. You got to have the Israelites in slavery. What more do you want? But see, these heathen, they're like an open grave. They always got room for more. Give me more bodies, more slaves, more gold, more. Meanwhile, the Israelites just want to be left alone. Can't have shit. But start at 1. Let's just read down shit. One time I should have just said 4 and 1. Wait.
Ezra chapter 4, verse 1. Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple of the Lord God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God, as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Sarhadon, king of Assur, which brought us up hither.
So what you have here is our people have been given permission from King Cyrus, king of Persia, to go and start restoring the nation of Judea, starting with the temple and our gates. Because how can you build a nation if you don't restore the heart of the city first? Or heart of the nation, right? So we've been given that permission, and here come the heathen talking about, hey, we want to help. Yeah, me too. How come we can't come? Let's see what Zerubbabel and the elders had to say. Surely if God loves everybody, they welcome the help. Yeah, hey, that's the origination of the Me Too movement.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, for real, man. All lives matter. Go ahead and get it.
Verse 3, but Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build a house unto our God, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us.
Oh, So they didn't just welcome them with open arms. They told them to get to step. Straight up like Martin back in the 90s. Get your ass to step.
It's a family affair right here.
Oh yeah, oh, we're gonna read that part next. Oh yeah, simply because you tell the heathen to go away don't mean they just leave. If only. Yeah, I wish you were here, bro. We got to see it in the flesh. Told her that the Bible had nothing to do with her, and she sat here trying to get us caught up. A sheriff had to step in and escort her away. And she walked with that sheriff all the way to the police department trying to get us caught up.
And he was just trying to get us fuck away from us because after he pulled her away, he was like, waved at us.
Go ahead and get it.
It was Karen's sisters, huh?
Oh, and I kept calling her Karen. That was. It's not Karen. It's not Karen. Why you keep calling me out?
It's Katie.
It's Katie.
Verse 4. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose all the days of Cyrus king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius king of Persia.
So not only did they stand in opposition to us restoring Jerusalem and rebuilding the Second Temple, but they did it through the reign of Darius, the reign of Cyrus, into the reign of Darius. Literally 2 kings. The heathen were like, sure, we're going to stop them. It got so bad that during the construction of the Second Temple, we were working with 1 weapon in our hand and 1 tool to build with. And that was only half of our force. And the other half was on full guard duty. Right? We have to let Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians know you don't have any friends out here. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you are the children of God. You are the Israelites. And these heathen are going to keep trying to claim to be you until you stand up and take your crown back. As a matter of fact, go to Lamentations 5 real quick. I know I said that was it, but it ain't it yet. Like any black pastor, when I say it's almost over, you got about 10 minutes left. Hey, we ain't taking no tribute up here. No tithe. Because guess what? In the Bible, you can only take the tithe at the temple. If there's no temple, there's no tithe. And where the Levites at? Shit. Again, that's why I keep trying to tell folks, you got to understand the rank and file that the Most High God designed. Because if you don't understand it, and you're trying to call yourself worshiping God, then how can you in good faith worship God when you don't know what God wants? But can you get me Lamentations 5, and you know what? Start at 11 and read down. Oh, you start from the top, brother. Read all the way down.
Read the whole chapter.
That's what Esau tell you to do.
Lamentations chapter 5, verse 11. They ravished the women in Zion and the babes in the cities of Judah. Princes are hanged up by their hands. Their faces of elders were not honored. They took the young men to grind, and the children fell under the wood. The elders have ceased from the gate, the young men from their music. The joy of heart is ceased. Our dance is turned into mourning.
Hold on. Don't that sound like slavery? Sounds a lot like slavery to me. But what did God see it as? Get that next verse.
The crown is fallen from our head.
What?
The crown is fallen from our head.
Pick your crown up. Keep going.
The crown is fallen from our head. Woe unto us that we have sinned.
So because we sinned, the Most High God had to throw your crown and your authority down in the dirt. And notice, no one else picked it up because no one else can wear it. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Isn't that the proverb here? Well, what if you can't wear it because you can't lift the crown? Hey, man, Johnny Cochran tried to tell you in the early 90s. If it don't fit, you must have quit.
Right.
And speaking of 90s, Jake is too legit to quit. You know I had to get it, brother. You know that. It's low hanging fruit. Y'all Israelites, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you God's people.
That's right.
Keep his commandments.
Right.
Until you do, the white man foot gonna stay in your ass. Nolan Wells should not surprise you. Because God told you to separate from your enemies and take heed of your friends. But since you want to be around your enemies so much, let's see what happens to you. Oh, you turned out dead? Damn. Didn't see that coming. They've only been hanging you and drowning you for 500 years. See, again, everybody can't wear this crown. And they tell you that with the sword and the stone. Because whoever can get the sword out of the stone, according to the legend, is made what? King. But really, it's a crown. Because does a king rule by the sword? Not a good one. Because if you rule by the sword, how you going to fall? By the sword. But if you rule through wisdom, like Solomon, that's how your kingdom is perpetuated.
You're at peace.
You'll have peace. And when Solomon departed from the Lord in his old age, what did God take out of the hands of his son? Peace. It started with 10 tribes. We went from all 12 to just Benjamin. And we sitting there going, well, damn, y'all. It's a lot emptier without our other brothers here. And then we started going off.
So, like, I miss them niggas.
Yeah, man, the Jake's sitting around going, damn, man, I miss the Northern Tribe. I know we had our difference, but damn. But see, they went off and started worshiping pagan gods too. That's why the Most High God was like, look, man, y'all done played the harlot for the last time. Y'all got to go. But then we turned around and did the same thing. So God was like, okay, cool, bet that. So let me get these Babylonians in here. Start putting foots on necks. Yeah, for real. Y'all better read Ezekiel 16. Most High God took it real personal when we departed from him. He took that real personal. And I love the imagery that Ezekiel 16 talks about, how he found us as babies, covered in our own filth. And he cleaned us up. And he adorned us with nobility, only for us to take those trinkets and all the nice things that he gave us and play the harlot for other nations. Most High God took that personal. Very personal. And as a result, when they came to spoil you, the Most High God folded his arms and said, well, you got it. Say again, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, until you come back to your God, get used to perdition. Get used to it. Right? Are y'all Venezuelan? Where y'all from? India? You know about the city people, SIDDI? The SIDDI people, the cities? Or the Dalits? They're the Israelites over in India. Yeah, keep God's laws if you happen to be from them. Because 1 in 12 people in India are Dalits. They might not know it. Hey, look up King Smerdis of the Persian Empire, who brought India into its age of enlightenment. Look up the first Bodhidharma, who came from southern India, ironically enough, where the Dalits and the cities are at. And what do they call the Bodhidharmas? They call them cities. Don't believe me? Can you look up SIDDHI? And what they're going to tell you is that's like a guru, a spiritual guru. But if you look up how you spell the word city to denote the people on Wikipedia, SIDDHI is on there. See, I said it earlier. If Google is your only tool, get ready to be misled. Because as you look up those things, you think it don't go back to the algorithm and they figure out why you looked it up. You got to remember, in order to access Google, what do you need first? You need an account. And they know who accesses that account because them cameras take pictures every about 5 seconds. So unless you have put tape over your phone, your iPad, your iPhone, Android, whatever, unless you've been putting tape over it every time you picked it up, they know every time you use it. Have you ever looked up something and been like, damn, I didn't know that. That was really hard to find. And then you look it up again, nowhere to be seen. Gone. There you go, get that. I want you to read that.
City is Sanskrit term that translates to perfection, accomplishment, or success.
Now, look up SIDDI and then go to Wikipedia. City people and then go to the Wikipedia page. See, what you'll see is if you go to the wiki page, that term denotes a people group as well. There you go. Spell it when you read aloud. Yeah, the last iteration. Well, actually, can you spell each one? Yeah.
The city, SIDDI, also known as the Shaddai, SHEEDI, or city, SIDI, or Sidia, SIDDHI, are an ethnic group living in Pakistan and India. They are primarily descended from the Bantu peoples. of the Sanji coast in Southeast Africa, most of whom came to the Indian subcontinent through the Indian Ocean slave trade.
So what was that whole thing about only niggas in America went into slavery? Via boats? And I'm not saying all this to say, oh man, we got knowledge. No, we study to show ourselves approved. We're really trying to reach our people. That's something that the average teacher in Israel doesn't understand. You keep reading Paul's letters, but you don't know who you're reading them to? So if you call yourself being a student of Paul, you should not be ignorant of this message. The boardwalk? Of the boat?
Yeah, the boat rides.
Oh, we see it come from down there and go around, so I would assume just go down there and go that way. Yeah. Man, I'm not sure. It's a lot of restaurants. You got to pay for something in order to use it. But there's one in that restaurant over there if they're open. I don't think they're open right now, though.
Or the Spring Hill Suites. They have a restroom in the front. Spring Hill Suites.
Yeah, that hotel right there.
Yeah, I go there a lot.
Right. So when you're dealing in Paul's letters, sure, of course. Our people are scattered all over the world. You got to know where they're at. You got to know what they're called. Like, again, that's why when people go out to the highways and byways simply, like, looking at people and going, you're not an Israelite. Like, bro, it's not like that. It's not like that. Now, for their nation, do they still have a judgment? Yes. But here's one thing about the East Indian man in relation to the Israelites. They're the only ones who really gave us free reign to serve our God. King Cyrus said, hey, go build your temple and restore your cities. White man didn't do that. Arab man didn't do that. Arab man said, convert to Islam or I'm going to kill your ass. And while you're a servant in my house, if you're a male, I'm going to castrate you. And then we talk about the Trail of Tears. They don't talk about them marching us through the desert with a mortality rate of 80%. Look up a group of people called the Garamontes. They had us digging for water in the middle of the desert. Well, what would become a desert because we depleted the entire water table. See, most people don't understand. The heart of Africa used to be in the middle of the Sahara Desert. But after hundreds of years of depleting the water table, once it went bone dry, guess what came right after it? A desert. Last time I checked, building a city in the middle of a desert is a stupid thing to do. See, again, that's why I knew we said we were almost done, but I knew we weren't quite done. And they've walked by us like 2 or 3 times. That's why I knew the Most High God was like, throw the line out on them. You never know. You never know. Because it don't mean they are, but 1 in 12 of them are. And see, here's the thing. That serves as great news or a warning. Because guess what? They treat the Dalits and the city people like absolute garbage. So they need to spread the word. The real Israelites are the Dalits in the city. So guess what? Might want to sharpen up. Now you know. What did Christ say about a servant who knows his master's will and does it not? You're going to be beaten with many stripes. We market everybody out here. Everybody. I don't give a fuck if you're from Antarctica. I'm gonna run your profile through these curses and these blessings.
Who in Antarctica?
Hey man, I don't know, ice people. I ain't okay. See, that's why we have to tell people, man, that the real Israelites, man, we back. And the Most High God sent his prophets to wake his people up. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are the Israelites. Keep God's commandments. But y'all, that brings us to the end. Brother, can you get me Revelation 22, 14 through 15? See, though it be the end of this session here, the process of repentance for some of y'all is just starting. So start small and do your best. Keep the commandments.
Revelations chapter 22, verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
And with that, call Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That means all praises be unto Yahweh. In the name of his son Yahweh Shai, Kwam Yashral,
Kwam Yasharallah.
and Mawaf Lababal.
Blah.
That means destruction of Babylon for those who don't speak Hebrew. All right, y'all. Another one down. Shalom.